Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. If you're new around here, hello. We are going to be having some wonderful speedrun action on this GDQ hotfix. Before we talk about what hotfix is and what hotfix does, you might know about our events, Awesome Games Done Quick and Summer Games Done Quick. Well, speaking of Summer Games Done Quick, the dates have been announced from May the 28th to June the 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That is when Summer Games Done Quick 2023 is going to be happening. So stay tuned to our social media and the gamesdonequick.com website for more information about that event coming up. Also, whilst we're here and talking about events that are coming up soon, Games Done Quick is also going to be returning to PAX East 2023 on March the 23rd to the 26th. And they're looking for some marathon-style speedruns to showcase at the event. Game submissions are now open until February the 26th. So if you use !PAX in the chat, you can find out more about how to submit your runs. But those are different events. This is the Games Done Quick hotfix. These are little shows that we scatter in between our mainline charity events. And this one specifically, Going Places, which I have the honor of hosting, we have a look at games that we take on the go on handheld consoles or mobile phones. We had some mobile phone games last week, Plants vs. Zombies and Pinout. If you want to have a look at those will be on our YouTube channel. But as well as that, we also have region-exclusive games sometimes, games where we would go places to specifically find them. But that's not something we're focusing on today. We are going to be having some Donkey Kong / sort of Mario. I know this one is sort of pushing the boundaries on Donkey Kong games, but it's got Donkey Kong in the title, so that'll do well for us. So we are going to be kicking off with DK, Donkey Kong 94, with PTO and Ludwig von Cooper on comms. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing well. I am looking forward to seeing you just blast through this.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what you're here to do.
So we're gonna try our best here. Appreciate you having me on, and thank you, Ludwig, for commentating with me.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm here to help out with commentary, so PTO here can concentrate on getting all the strats out, because when we were talking earlier, he said he will try every strat that we have in petto, so we can show you the most amazing variety of strats here, and I will try to explain it as best as I can.
All right.
Nice. Well, you two, you're welcome to go whenever you want. Just give us a countdown.
All right, Ludwig, you want to count me down?
All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right.
Good luck, man. You'll need it.
Thanks.
If you want to hit every strat, you're gonna need it.
that's promising when your commentator says that.
Yeah,
you're gonna need it.
There's a saying about this game when you're speedrunning it. It's not if you're gonna die. It's when you die. You have to get ready for it.
Yeah. So about this game in general, this is Donkey Kong for Game Boy. We usually refer to it as Donkey Kong 94 because that's when it came out, and usually the title is only Donkey Kong, but if we just say Donkey Kong, it might be confused with the Donkey Kong arcade, so the community decided to go with Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy version. You can see it has a kind of resemblance to the arcade already. The first 4 levels are actually from the arcade, a little remastered, but all of them, in all of its most of it's pretty the same. You see the resemblance if you know the arcade. But Mario has, of course, some movement upgrades here. You can already see the levels are being completed within like 2 or 3 seconds on the timer.
God. Oh, God.
Oh, already backup strats here.
Let's just go this way, huh?
Oh.
That's not a good start.
You can see Mario has some very nice movement options here. He can do backflips, he can do handstand jumps, double jumps. But in exchange to that, he's pretty vulnerable to everything. He has a one-shot from every enemy, any projectile. He has no protection. As long as you're not carrying a key or something, then if he gets hit while he's carrying something, he's just hit to the ground and gets stunned for a few seconds. But other than that, he's always a one-shot.
Yep.
So now we're gonna be very careful with enemies that have RNG elements attached to it.
Yeah, usually.
Now we're already getting to the worst stages of them all, Big City. So let's see some crazy strats here.
Big City has a new mechanic that a lot of Mario games have. It's wall kicks. They're definitely not intended, and they're really stupidly precise, but I'm gonna try to do as many as I can here in Big City or New Donk City. Good start.
Okay, what's Pico trying to do here? You see, he did a wall jump. This is obviously not intended, but pretty much on every single right side wall, if you have the right timing, Mario can perform a wall jump off it. What we do in RTA runs is we do a lot of normal wall jumps, but theoretically you can also do backflips of it, but that is pretty much test only at this point, because you have to do like 4 inputs frame perfectly or something to make that happen. But maybe it happens someday. Yeah. Who knows what the future has in store for us.
That'll be a scary day. People are doing backflips off of that.
So here you see the next wall kick right off the bat. This is the first of the many boss levels.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it here. He was ready to do the wall jump, but I guess he missed it. He missed the jump by like 1 frame, and then Mario fell down instead from the wall. It's pretty precise. It's pretty much a like 2 or 3 frame window.
Yeah, the second one. It's to start it's 3 frame window, and then the kick itself is. That one's a 2-framer. And I feel like since my heart's going about twice as fast, I think it's reasonable I missed that the first time.
It's all good, it's all good. So, also, after every 4 levels, we will see one of these fantastic cutscenes that are, of course, unskippable. So, half of the game is just watching cutscenes, pretty much. And we should put out a big bounty for someone who finally finds an RTA cutscene skip for this game, because then it will just be 30 minutes instead of 1 hour.
What?
Oh.
Wait, are you saying that we don't speedrun these games for the story?
There's one story here, and that is apparently Save Pauline.
Yeah, it's not even story really. I mean, the story is just that Pauline got kidnapped and we try to save her. And what these cutscenes do, they pretty much introduce new mechanics to the player that from Mario's movesets. Like here, we get introduced to these buildable tiles that Mario can touch, and then it goes into this building mode, like these arrows that you see there. We try to skip as many of them as we can because it's a big time waster, having to wait for this animation. But sometimes we just need it. Here we need 3 of the 4 building tiles. And you can't just build bridges and ladders with this. They are timed. I don't know how many seconds they last. I guess it's like 8 seconds or something.
Oh yeah.
I mean how long they stay there. It's on a timer.
Alright.
So when you build them.
Let's see if he goes going left.
This is one of the hardest ones in the entire game, but PTO decided to go for it anyways.
Yeah, nothing really worked out there, but backup strat's fine.
This is to skip the elevator on the right side, and also skipping to pick up the building bridge, or the building tile, the bridge there. But that was still pretty good. So this is one of the like, how we call that, like boss fights that close the current world, close off the current world. This is always like a boss stage where there's a ladder that leads to the top, and then we get another cutscene now, which introduces a new mechanic, which is switches. Cool. We definitely need to get introduced to how to use switches.
Yeah. You have to know.
Yes.
You have to know how to use switches. So now, next we're going into the forest. It'll introduce a new glitch, pretty game-breaking glitch if you've never seen it. I'll have Ludwig explain it.
Also, this as you see here, So Pidio resetted the game after he hits save after the last boss fight. This is to skip another animation which transitions to the next world. It's actually faster to just reset the game. Because the game will remember once after you hit save. So this is called the double tumble glitch. You saw Mario has to pick up the key while backflipping. That already confuses the game. That puts the game into a state that does not really know what to do when Mario falls down. Usually when Mario carries something and he falls down from too great a height, he just drops the key. But here's the next instance of this. But if Mario picks up, for some reason, if he picks up the key while being in the backflip animation, then the game still thinks Mario is attached to the key even after he fell down and the key got dislodged from his hands. And when he tumbles another time, then the key will actually get stuck in midair and will never get reset. Usually when the key has been picked up and thrown away, it's also on a timer of like 10 seconds, and after that it gets reset to its original position. But in this case, it will just permanently stay there. And the good thing is, Mario can then just go to the keyhole and the game will still think he's carrying the key, even though he's not. And he can finish the levels way faster, because while Mario is holding the key, his movement is very, very limited. He can only like do normal jumps. He cannot do like handstand jumps. He cannot even climb ladders and anything like that.
That key's way too big.
But with this double tumble glitch, we can make the game think he's carrying the key while having the full movement capabilities. So after every cutscene, you see the time that is left on the clock for each level is being added together for every 4 levels. And then you get an extra life for every 100 points, every 100 seconds that you have accumulated. So that's also like, sadly, a big time waste which we can do nothing about.
Someone has brought attention to Donkey Kong's sprite in this game, and how good his glutes are looking. And I now can't unsee it. I'm not going to name who that is, but that is the producer of the show who has made it very obvious that he is looking... DK's looking pretty thick.
That sounds like
That's the only comment that I'm going to make.
That sounds like a certain moderator that we know, if I were to guess.
Yeah. He's always... Yeah,
is there a fan base?
He's Null Sprite. I mean, I gotta give shout out to Null Sprite. He's
yes.
He's the mod, does all the work to keep us continuously playing this game. So he's been amazing since I ever started.
He's one of the root crew as well. I came in way later. Spencer came in even more later. And Null Sprite was world record holder when we had no idea that this game existed, pretty much.
Alright. So far, Forrest has been pretty kind to me, overall.
The Forest is going pretty well. So far, it introduces quite some new... Like, now we get introduced to backflips, which we can do from stage 1, but whatever. let's just introduce it here. Like, the backflip is, though, one of the most useful abilities that Mario has. Because we can also turn it into a front flip. If we just do a backflip, like pressing left, then right, and then the jump key, and you do a backflip. But if you press like right, left, and then right, and the jump key, you can do a front flip to the right instead. This can be very useful in some places.
You'll hopefully see it right here.
Like here, you just saw it right there. Instead of doing the backflip away from the spider to the left, he just did a front flip towards the key. And this allowed him to make this cycle. There's another thing with the key that you pick up with a backflip. If you fall down from too great a height, you can instantly kill Mario, normally. Mario will just slowly turn itself midair for some reason until he is upside down, and if he hits the ground while being upside down, he just hits his head and dies. But if he is in this glitched state, when he picked up the key with the backflip, if you fall down from too great height, you still die, but not if you straight land in the door. Or the tile where the door is. Then the game will just override the fall with, hey, you already reached the goal, I end the level for you.
Yeah, good job, you did it.
This is also pretty useful in a couple of levels. And we already are through forest here. Like we get introduced to the springs here, which you can use to get a little bit of extra height. But we won't make use of these very much, because we already can elevate ourselves more efficiently.
So next I have Chip, and it kind of introduces, for me, RNG manipulation. If I didn't bring it up, you wouldn't notice it, but pretty much everything in this game, not everything, but a lot of things change RNG, and I try to kind of walk on a tightrope to try to stay on certain RNG to get good RNG. Hard to explain, but when you reset here, you actually get like a first seed, and I try to continuously get good RNG from here. So if I mess up anything, I'll be going in blind, but that's otherwise Ship is all pretty much the same mechanics, just I guess you do have these, one of these wires that I will never use.
Yeah, this is the next thing that was introduced in the last cutscene. It's the ropes, or the rope swinging, or the wires, you know. And I guess that's it with the RNG. I will just reset. Okay.
Let's just try that again. Let's act like that never happened.
What never happened?
Exactly. This is a little tight timing on this one. I missed a down press to go down a ladder, and that's really all it took.
So on this level, you don't need the rope swinging in any ways, and we want to skip it as much as possible because it's just slow. You have to hang on to it, and then hold like the up button for a couple seconds to get momentum. And then you can launch yourself off. There's only a few levels where you definitely need these ropes. Most of the time, you want to skip them. Like here, you are supposed to use the rope on the left there on the second level, but PDO is just gonna do a fancy little wall jump here to skip that. And here another glitchy like key tumble glitch. When Mario falls while being in that state and he drops the key, he can immediately pick it up by pressing B again. This is normally not possible. Normally you have to jump on the key again and then pick it up with the normal animation.
Yep, here's the first clip of the game.
Yeah, that was the clip that is only possible if this Shovelot, this name of the enemy down there, which shoves you around. If he goes to the left, to the right first, he can push Mario out of bounds there, and then you have like a couple frames to press jump, and then you just clip through the wall to the through the floor pretty much.
So I did all that RNG manipulation I was talking about to try to get this level how it is, and it is very difficult.
Yeah, this is a strat that nobody does but Spencer at this point, I think. Like, PDO invented a lot of cool strats. I mean, I think it can also be an old Sheekrunner strat, I'm not sure. Like, Sheekrunner was like... Sheekrunner, shout out to Sheekrunner at this point, he was like the very first runner to make this run popular, I think.
Yeah, him and Spark City
and he
came up with a lot of glitches.
Yeah.
He was I think him, Spark City, Null Sprite, they were the OGs, you'd say.
I think in the last cutscene we got introduced to handstand jumps. Like seriously, we are using it since before the first level, actually.
Yeah, learning things as we go, right?
Oh, you actually climbed the ladder there? I didn't know that.
Yep, you can either climb the ladder or jump on that little trash can to a backflip, but that changes RNG.
Ah, you need the RNG too for the last stage, okay.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna die here.
No, you won't. So this is more very more dangerous than it looks like. Like these two enemies there, they have a very weird hitbox that extends when they walk in a certain direction, and as long as they walk to the right, you're more safe than if they would go left. But it's very easy to die on those by backflipping too early there, or not getting the front flip at all.
Good. There we go.
So this is another shovel-out that you this time will definitely need to. So he shoves you through that little narrow opening. Because Mario cannot crawl. That's the only ability that is missing, really. If you could crawl through these spaces, that would be amazing. But here he needs the help.
Well, I don't mess up here. I actually did carry RNG throughout our ship. Never mind the death at the beginning. It's act like that never happened.
I think this is the largest boss stage, like height-wise, and the fastest way to make this happen. You always have to hit DK with. Oh, what did happen there? There's no jump.
I guess I just jumped too early.
Okay, you just have to hit 3 barrels into DK's face to make the stage end. But if you would have to pick them up from the very bottom every time, the stage would take forever. So instead, you abuse Mario's ability of like bouncing barrels off. If he is in a handstand, he can just bounce it off with his feet and make them stand right next to him. And that's what PTO just did.
Next we got Jungle. I think for a lot of people who were me, whenever I got to Jungle, the game frustrated me too much to continue. So this is really when the game, when I started speedrunning it, it was like, all right, Jungle, I'm gonna crush it. And it's really where Run kind of gets a lot harder to me.
It's interesting that you're saying that. So was the reason that you took up this game because, you know, it was one that you found tricky when you were younger? Is that sort of the reason behind it? Or, yeah, what got you running the game?
It was more like it was more maybe like a little bit of boredom. Okay, and then I was like, oh, I want to play this game again. I haven't played it in so long. And then I went to go play it, and my game was broken. So I worked hard to play it again, and then at the time I was still watching stuff like GDQ, and I'm like, I wonder what the run's like. And man, I'm like, the run's crazy. And I just picked it up and never looked back. So I was originally going for an RNG manip here, but I definitely ruined it. But that's fine.
So I have a question to make. Like, how does this creature look to you? Oh, now they're gone. I will ask you again when they appear. So now we are also introduced to Donkey Kong Jr. You see him in the bottom right there. Oh, now he's gone.
Oh, no.
But he was flicking the switch back and forth. This is RNG based. Sometimes he flicks the switch, sometimes he does not, to make platforms appear or disappear. And he will be an annoyance through the rest of the game, because he will always he will also appear in normal stages, not only in boss fights. And sometimes you are relying on him doing the right thing, but most of the time we can do backups if he does silly things. Luckily.
Yeah.
I'm seeing somebody in reference to those animals that you were mentioning, saying they are not frogs with
sticks.
Yeah,
so when I first saw them, I thought they were frogs, which are pogo dancing on sticks or something. But they're of course supposed to be monkeys, which makes sense because we are in the jungle. Oh, are you dead? No, you're
no. Though we do get to see an extra part of the game that we don't like to see.
I look forward to seeing these animals again and seeing how much they look like frogs.
I think they next appear in 4-9. So you see all these items that are laying around, like the Pauline's handbag, hat, and umbrella. They are every single non-boss fight stage. And if you collect all of them, you will be rewarded with a funny bonus game, which is either a slot machine, which we just had, or a roulette game, where you can earn some extra lives. And I think that was actually my contribution, that I found out that it is actually not RNG which game you get, but it is the timer. If you end the level on an odd timer number, you always get the slot machine, and on an even number, you get the roulette. I think I found that out by pure accident.
And it makes the category of all items the absolute worst category in the world. Because you always want the faster. You always want the faster game, and so you always want to land on an odd number. Pain.
Yeah, here we see DK Jr. again, flicking the switches. But PTO came up with a strat here with the double tumble glitch again, which I think only he does again. So he gets more independent from if he flicks the switch or not.
Yeah, originally this level I'm supposed to try to RNG manip that particular stage in general, where I try to get him to do that.
Now we see the hammer, Mario hammering his way through. This hammer is also from the Donkey Kong arcade. And we will actually try to not use it too much, because you can actually kill enemies with it, but every time you kill an enemy with a hammer, the game pauses for like 2 seconds and plays an animation, so we don't want to use that too much.
They are.
Yeah, there they are. Do they look like monkeys to you? Like
candy cane frog monkeys.
I do get where you're going.
If they had like,
I do understand.
If they had like some visible fur or something, I would actually try to like recognize them. But this way, they just look like frogs to me.
This level used to be a pretty notorious run killer with that, he called it the spike jump. Just did a little bit ago, but I think everyone who got to this level as a kid tried to do that, and it was not possible. I was one of them. But speedrunning always proves you wrong.
Yeah, also 2 more creatures which are introduced here are the Snapjaws, which are just like
I'm back.
wandering back and forth on these vines here, and also the actual frogs. Like, these have to be frogs, right?
Those are frogs.
Well, I don't know.
You can use them. You can use them to reach higher ground, because if you jump on them, they jump up very high, and you can just launch off at the higher platform.
Nice.
Thank you for being kind, frog.
So here we also have DK Jr. on the left. We didn't even see him, but in this stage he constantly throws mushrooms at you, which shrinks Mario in size. And while, like for 5 seconds or so, and while he is in shrunk state, Mario cannot pick up keys, he can't really jump very high or very far. And it's very difficult to survive in this state. So you don't want to get hit by this, and it's sometimes very difficult to see it in time. Like the shrooms.
Yeah, he whips them across the screen. And he somehow knows where you're going.
Ah, true. Okay, those are rabbits then. Okay, I will just just remember
the rabbits. There's a new mechanic coming up. The next world is desert. You just saw it. You get a new hammer that can break these certain types of bricks. They immediately get shown in the first stage. But that was jungle.
That was a pretty smooth jungle.
Yeah, not too bad. No deaths, I'll take it.
But it will not get easier from here on, so stay tuned.
No,
so this stage is entirely dedicated to the last cutscene. You just have to hammer your way through all these brick walls. The reason why these hammers are different from the other one, they look slightly different, but they're also respawning hammers. Like the hammers that you've seen previously, they were only like there for one usage and then they were gone. But this one respawn after a while when they're off screen.
I'll try to do some swag here.
Oh god. I'm always holding my breath when I see this strat. And you did it perfectly. Ooh. Nice.
Wow.
So the enemy at the bottom there, the skull that throws the bones, he has a huge source of RNG and is very lethal. So it's very difficult to find the gap between the bones that he throws, because they have very, very huge hitboxes. They are way bigger than they appear.
Something about ladders or elevators in this game, I'm not really sure they exist. We clip through them almost constantly. Just right there. Didn't need to change anything, just walked through.
And now we get introduced
That's
to...
Okay, fine.
What I have not understood to this point. I have inspected the game on BizHawk for hours and hours with memory inspector and everything, but I have not found out how these letters work. Like on how these letter cycles work. They are definitely not tied to the game RNG. So I have no idea what controls them. It's every time you enter the level is different, but I have no idea what controls it.
So I'm going to reset here to try to, again, get good RNG. And also sets up a good pattern for a new trick. I gotta give shout outs to Sheekrunner. He came back for 10 minutes and made a new trick happen. I'm gonna be... It'll look like I'm just clipping through spikes, but really, for some reason, if you duck while you pick up a hammer, it just like moves, it shifts your hurt box down. It's really weird, but it's pretty cool. This is like a this year, maybe last year thing. If I can do it, that is.
Oh.
Alright, we'll just do it again. Come on.
Okay, this rock is somehow like this rock was somehow greased with oil because Mario was just slipping off like 10 times.
All right. Well, I guess I got to show it off, and then I didn't do the trick at all.
It was a good effort, man.
Yeah. The thing is, the game thinks you're constantly holding down, so getting past that little brick is really precise, actually, because it constantly thinks that you're ducking.
Yes.
You're not.
So this level has a very interesting history, because when we tried running, or when we started running this game, there was a glitch that we use, which was called IFG, which stands for Infinite Fall Glitch. The Infinite Fall Glitch occurs when Mario is falling in between breakable blocks with like a gap in it. Like he falls in the gap, and then the game goes into a weird state of constantly shifting between Mario falling and getting out of the fall state again. And with this, he pretty much gets an infinite fall state. And it makes pretty much the memory corrupting. And with this, we were able to end the stage very, very much earlier. But sadly, when a Tasser named Dr. 2K... Dr. 2K something? Sorry. The Tasser, when he made the game, he brought to us that this is actually not a glitch that is occurring by the game, but only by the memory inside of the emulator that we're using. So we had to banish this trick from the route, sadly, which grieves some runners. One of them is right here to this day, but for good reasons. This trick was really cool to watch.
This desert's been a little rough, but we'll get there.
Dr. D2K9, thank you, Null Sprite. I can never remember this name, sorry.
Dr. D 2009. So I read.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Yeah, he made an amazing test for this game, like 53 minutes.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance and interested in this run, watching that task is definitely part of the experience.
So this level has also an interesting trick, not a glitch, but a trick called Pyramid Jump. And this is pretty much Mario attempts to throw up the key, like throw up the key in the air, and while the key is like traveling through the air, Mario instantly jumps on the key and then tries to reach higher ground, and yeah, it was a perfect execution there. And that pretty much skips the entire level, because you were supposed to like flip all these switches back and forth to make the elevators change directions, and then you navigate your way through the stage with the key. But this
if anyone ever had problems with this level growing up,
yeah, including me.
Show you a trick.
Yeah, so this glitch is called. We don't even call it a glitch. I think you can also do it doing glitchless, because this is just how object ejection works in this game. If you throw the key up into a wall, which is made of multiple tiles, multiple single tiles, then the game tries to eject the object to the top, and when there's another object, it ejects it even more to the top and even more until it lays on flat ground. And this is the way we can put the key up on the highest surface there.
Boss stage.
Yeah, this is one of the 2 unique boss stages where you don't have to hit barrels at decay, but instead weird creatures. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, or some kind of hedgehog or...
They had a very strange name.
Let's just call them desert creatures. But you will only see one of these fights, because we will watch a very interesting glitch when we reach that stage. It's the last stage before the final world. So it's way to go.
Very interesting trick.
Very interesting trick. So the question is, 6-1 is coming up, and are you gonna try the wall jump?
You want me to try the wall jump? I'll do it if you say yes.
Yeah, of course we want. We want to see everything, man.
I do not go for this wall jump because
do it for the fans.
For some reason, wind changes a lot of things, and getting wall jumps is one of them. But I'll try. Yeah, it's really easy.
There it is. First try, man. Clap, clap.
That should not work.
Usually you try to like handstand jump from the little elevation there, but you can also do it this way, no problem, if you are PTO.
Not only is that one, it's kind of like just RNG to get it, but on top of it, it's like a 2-frame jump. So it's stupid hard, and I never get it, but I got it this time, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, so this world, we are like on an airplane. I think we are not inside of the airplane, we are constantly outside of the airplane. So that's the reason why we get a new mechanic here, which is wind, which is blowing us in a certain direction all the time in certain levels. Not in this one here, but in most of them.
Alright, we're gonna try to skip this entire level.
Yeah. So with a very, very well-timed, precise double jump, you can actually skip the entire level here. Normally you have to travel to the bottom left corner there and activate the switch, but skipped.
I do enjoy these little cutscenes. It's nice to have something to look at with the results screen.
It's true. It's a nice little
quite neat
mental thing too when you're speedrunning.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a little breather. It's true. So now we get introduced to cannons. Cannons will constantly fire projectiles in every direction, or in a certain direction, which they can change. Which makes this level a little bit tough if you can't make the cycle.
Or if you go too fast.
Yeah, and you also cannot go too fast, because if you fall down too much, you will actually drop the key, and then you will be open to fire, enemy fire here. So now we are outside again with wind, which is pushing us to the right constantly.
I never thought about it, but Mario's just jumping on clouds here. He's the jump man.
That's his actual name, yes. That's a neat strat that I didn't know it existed. Yeah, I can throw the key and then jump on the key while it's falling down. I know that from other levels, but I never considered it in this one. That's pretty
doesn't
cool.
save much time. All right, I guess I'm going for wall jumps here too.
Yeah, so this level is a pain. Like every single time, it's a pain, and it's one of the hugest run killers in all stages.
Yep, this stage has got just about every trick in it. If you want it to. Don't shoot me. Thank you.
Oh no! You actually did that in this run.
No. I knew that was gonna happen right when I did it.
Damn, that was a good recovery there with the key.
Right.
So what's PTO's trying to do here? First of all, you have to bring this key to the highest possible door there, but you cannot just climb down with the key because you're just prohibited from doing that. So the fastest way to the stage is to get the key inside of this structure. Yeah, and that was actually a perfect execution. You want to pick up the key with a backflip while it's moving, which is infinitely harder than picking it up from its original location. And then you can do a double tumble, and then you can just climb all these ladders without having to throw the key up every time.
No sprite would be happy. I got the swag jump. Alright, and there's airplane.
X-Lone Wolfie said you can stun the cannons by doing a handstand jump on them. Oh, we have to try that after this run.
I'll say, I've never done that. I've got things to look up.
I mean, I'm always willing to learn new things about this game, so I'm excited.
Next, we're going to Iceberg, which is notoriously maybe the worst stage.
Because which game is complete without ice physics? Luckily, we can skip most of the swimming things in this game, but cannot skip ice physics. And 7-1 is one of the most annoying stages because we have these ice layers here that will prevent us from going through it. So we have to wait for this flame to melt it down. And I'm very looking forward to the person who finally finds a way to break through that ice. It's a very precise strat PTO just did here. It's very, very tight to make that cycle, to make that flame actually fall down. Normally, both of these flames will not just fall down there, they will all just walk down, which is like 4 seconds slower. And then all the things that came after it, you have to be careful to not get burned by the flame, obviously.
072.
Yeah, 7-2. 7-2 is a bit weird. So for some reason, the wall kicks work a little bit differently on a grounds with ice physics. You cannot just do them the same way you did the other ones. They will just never work. Instead, you have to make them from a different spot. But this spot is sometimes hard to find, and this time, yeah, we needed some attempts to find it.
In true GDQ fashion, I did not kill the penguins, save the animals.
Yep, we saved the animals. This is the only possible animals that you can save, I think.
Old Strat was definitely needing to use them to kill each other because they're in the way. Alright.
Oh, that's a bit morbid.
So you saw a glitch where Mario just warps through the floor above him. It's pretty much the same as you were seeing with the key that we just threw up, and then it traveled all the way to the top. This is pretty much the same you can do with just Mario when he travels on a movable platform, which like this crusher. But it's pretty precise because the game will actually recognize that Mario gets crushed if you don't jump at the right time to get ejected. So it's pretty precise strat. And now this is one of the most infamous strats
I didn't even get close. Didn't even get close.
Nobody in the communities yet has an idea of how precise that trick is, but it's pretty much something like triple frame perfect or something. So you can actually, if you do the monumental absolute perfection jump on that icicle at the right perfection frame, you can actually do a double jump off the icicle to the handbag there on the ice that falls down. And this skips the entire stage.
Oh,
but
wow.
this thing is so goddamn hard.
It's definitely a strat. It saves about 12 seconds, but it's just obscenely hard. I don't even go for it anymore because it's just...
Yeah, because if you miss it, you just lose a couple seconds.
That clip right there is frame perfect. That clip right there is frame perfect. And I can't believe I got it.
You said to me you were going for everything, and that was included in everything. Oh my god. Yeah, so that was on the same level of hard as the icicle jump. Oh no.
I pressed A right when I fell off that little thing right there.
So now we will give an official shout out to Nullsprite, because this strat that we're gonna watch here, Nullsprite found it first, and it skips the level entirely. And this level was a pain to run because it has a lot of enemies in it, which you have to kill with the key.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Nullsprite found out, like, if you get the key stuck in this position and you pick it up while the ladder is there, the game somehow counts this door as being stationary on a platform, even though it's not. So the ladder just somehow counts as a platform for the adjacent door. I don't know why, but it was a freak accident that Nullsprite found this. But huge shout outs to him. Thank you very much. That made the stage so much more relaxing.
That's why I died. I want to give you time to explain it.
Ah, that's neat. Thank you.
It's a strat.
Sacrificing the frames.
So I'm actually going to reset here to set up for a boss skip in 712, the level coming up.
Yes. Don't blink or you might miss the boss fight in 712. So.
We don't know why it exists, and we don't understand it very well.
Yeah, we have just theories why it exists. So I found out, like, we will see a similar boss skip in the next world in 8.16, which I found first, and then I think you, PTO, found the skip here in 712. Yeah, we will explain it when it happens, because we have some amazing other levels like this one. This is just a sequence of movement here, which is really impressive. Like, normally you would have to bring these icicles down and have to, like, walk on them like 2 times or so, which is time consuming. So PTO does not have time for that.
These almost every stage in Iceberg is frustrating and scary. These 4 stages are definitely part of that. And that was just the first one. For some reason on these stages, this one's not too frustrating, but for some reason sometimes these icicles, even when you're on top of them, can just kill you.
Yeah, these icicles have a very weird hurt box. It might have something to do with them wiggling left and right or something, I don't know. But sometimes they can just kill you, even though you're just touching it from the very top side or something, which should never happen. So this side is also pretty precise here, and oh my god, that was so close.
Nice.
So normally you would have to release that flame, because you can see this flame is absurdly fast. There are a few these flames can have different velocities attached to them, and this is the highest one. And only a few enemies in the entire game have this much speed. And the game the level was designed with it in mind. But now we see the boss skip, so we'll delay that explanation. So you can just enjoy this, and then you might ask, what just happened here? The fight is end. So for some reason, because this level, not like the other boss fights that we saw previously, it has some solid ground at the top, but it's surrounded by some ice blocks or something. And when we are below the Pauline sprite, for some reason the Pauline sprite is like 5 times bigger than Pauline itself. And if we just perform a handstand jump under Pauline, we get ejected to space, basically. And in this case, we get ejected above the level. And because we reset the game earlier, the game is still thinking we are on the previous boss fight. So this is just a bug in the game. The game thinks we're on the previous boss fight, and if you remember, every single boss fight that is not the last boss fight of the current world, we are not throwing anything at DK to end the stage. Mario just has to stand on a certain position. And this was exactly the position or the coordinate of the previous boss fight. So the game just thinks we have reached the point of the previous boss fight and just ends the fight. And this is exactly the same strat that we will execute for this world as well. By the way, this world is called Rocky Valley, but we casually call it Hell. Because it is also a very severe run killer.
A very inspired name.
Mash time.
So also, we try to hit a certain RNG cycle here. Oh.
Not even close. Not even close.
That should still work. So we try to hit a certain RNG for the next boss fight, because the next boss fight is heavily dependent on Donkey Kong constantly pulling levers. And if you are on the wrong RNG, this can cost you up to like 30-40 seconds easily.
I cannot believe I got the right RNG.
I think this is the right one. No, you didn't even lose any RNG ticks, I think.
I know. It's just whenever I'm on a good run.
That's even the God cycle. That's even better. Maybe you should do that every time. What you just did there.
I never get it when I'm on a good run.
The 179 is pretty much the best thing you can get. But if you have the I think the worst one we had yet had a 151 instead of a 179. So you can imagine the amount of RNG here is huge.
Yes,
but that was a pretty smooth first set of levels.
Pretty smooth.
But now we get to a very crazy double tumble strat in 8.5. So let's see if you can get it.
This is the coolest level in the game to me.
It's not really a double tumble, but it's more like a tumble with the hammer pickup. So the hammer pickup can act as a second tumble here. So you just pick up the key with the backflip, tumble, then pick up the hammer and the key gets stuck, like if you tumble another time.
I went too fast. Not supposed to kill that hedgehog.
Yeah, PTO just goes for an even crazier strat here by breaking the blocks to the left. Any sane person would just go the safe route.
Oh, the safe route's harder.
Well, if you say so. Right, now we get another weird ejection glitch. So if you place that spring right there, because it is counted as a movable tile, a movable object, when it ejects back up, it can also push Mario out of bounds and just push it through a certain layer of blocks. You have to be careful with that one, because that can also get you soft locked. If you do it at the wrong spot. We have experienced that earlier.
Alright, I'll just put this down here. Let's play it safe.
Oh no, you're not gonna release the monkey.
Yep. Oh, I'm on the right RNG. I gotta go fast.
Yeah, so you can see DK Jr. down there. He's also flicking switches. But you can also see him jumping all the time. And shoutouts to... Please help me, Nullsprite. Who again was it? Was it Sauce?
I thought it was you.
Saucefire? No. It was... I think it was Saucefire. We just casually found that if you just place like one of these bridges that you can build, if you just place that perfectly below DK Jr., when he is jumping, he will jump on that bridge and then actually out of his original spot. And then when he tries to reach the lever, he will never find it because he's too high up. And then he will just constantly walk riot, and this will prevent him from pushing the switch anymore, so you can just keep on your cycle. Oh, Simon Nard was so sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out to Simon Nard, who doesn't even run this game, but he just found this out for us. It can actually be useful if you're on the wrong RNG here, if you just release the monkey. Usually do that when he skips the first level pull, I think.
This is
but in this case,
the worst stage.
Yeah,
it's easily the worst stage.
This is a very weird stage. Here, what you just saw there, oh my god, what are you doing?
I'm going crazy.
Ah, that's what you're doing. Okay, so that was superb execution there. So you have these waterfalls here, which you can swim up for whatever reason. Mario's just going going super mode here. You can just swim up waterfalls. Why not? And you can just do a double jump on the wall there, right above the waterfall, which you just did perfectly.
That did work out really well. You didn't notice I did die on that last stage, but since I fell on a moving key, Mario just gets resuscitated immediately. He does not care about dying on moving objects.
Yeah, if Mario falls, like, normally he would have died there because he fell from too great a height, but if he falls on a moving platform,
classic.
Oh, dang.
It always happens. When it matters, that always happens.
Yeah, that's what I think you executed the double jump like 1 frame too early or something.
Shouldn't be able to, the backup's fine. Just a little tight though.
Mario has moved past the need for dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Mario falls on a movable object like that key, which was still falling down, the death animation gets cancelled, so Mario never died. It was all a fake.
Yeah. Edge canceling came from this game first before Melee.
So this boss level can be a nightmare if you allow too many boulders to appear on the screen, so we just try to rush to the top as fast as we can. And now onto the final section of Rocky Valley, which will include a very crazy strat in 8.14. And then the boss skip again in 8.16, so don't blink again or you might miss it.
Yeah, we'll see how 8.14 goes. The level after this one, it's got a really tight jump, but see how it goes. See how it goes.
First this level, yeah. First this level here is not too
bad.
Not too bad as long as you don't misplace that bridge.
Yeah,
which can happen. But usually this is just one like dodge of these seed spitting flowers, which were introduced in Forest already, I think.
Right.
So 8.14. Here we are executing a very, very tight double jump from the very, very edge. I think it's not even the edge. I think Mario is trying to jump from something non-existent here. Yeah, he's actually jumping from a 1 pixel next to the platform. And this is obviously not the intended way, but this is this is a crazy skip.
So far, this run has gotten a bunch of hard strats and then died on all the easy strats. So
also the flower jump, nice. So most people will just kill the flower here with the key, but yeah. Since PTO was so fast, he was actually able to just jump over it and save another 2 seconds.
That flower is a gigantic hitbox too, for some reason.
Yeah, and they spit out like 4 seeds at once in different directions, so it's very hard to dodge all that stuff.
Alright, gotta do this for Spark City. Do it for Spark City.
For Spark City! Come on! Nice.
Easy.
Very nice. And now we are going to the boss fight again. Look at how Mario is again jumping through Pauline here. Damn, where's he going?
Over.
And again, the game is being tricked into thinking we are doing like the 8.4 boss, where we had to stand at the right side there at some point, and we just hit the perfect spot there and end the level.
He's just rewarded for trying to save.
He's a magician as well.
He's rewarded for trying to save Pauline.
Yep,
Right.
focus on the swag. So now we are hitting the final area of the game. Only 9 more levels to go.
All right.
Which is the tower. The tower is the very top of the Donkey Kong Game Boy world. Like, we are just ascending. Like, we were starting in the big city, and above the big city was the big forest, and above the forest is the ship.
I'm now here, so we're gonna pray for a little luck here.
Oh, what? DK Jr. actually skipped the level pool? How did that happen?
Oh.
Oh god. Who cares about cycles, man?
Yeah, I went for a hard strat that I completely failed almost right at the start, so we're kind of gonna be in for it with RNG here. But
the numbers at the bottom of the screen between stages, this is just the amount of seconds you had left on the timer for each stage. But good question. For some reason, I have no idea why again. For some reason, the boss skip that you just did in 8:16, this is only possible if you don't exceed a certain number of seconds on your total timer. I have no idea why that is. Why that is a thing, but if you waste too much time basically on the previous stages before 8:16, this glitch, like the end level would just not end, and I think you hit a very bad RNG cycle here.
Yeah, I knew I would, but
oh no, no swag wall jump.
Oh, I didn't think that would hit me. Hey, you get to see what Mario looks like miniaturized.
I didn't. Yeah, this is if a mushroom hits you.
All right. Oh, okay, we'll see it one more
another
time.
One.
That's okay.
Yeah, but if you hit the spot, he instantly grows up.
Yeah, this is what happens when you mess up RNG there. It's a really risky strat.
You instantly saw it by DK Jr. not pulling the lever in 9-1. That was very weird RNG there.
Yeah, I lost about 20 seconds on that stage just from bad RNG.
Hey, even DK skipped the bird here. Switch here.
That's true.
I've never seen that before.
You know, I'm gonna. Usually I go
this RNG has never been played on before, guys. It's exciting.
Is it fair to say that this has never happened?
This may have never happened before.
I never saw DK skipping the first level pool there. Like with his level pools, he's not like making platforms appear. He releases a bird out of the bird nest, which is then heading towards Mario. But I've never seen him skipping the first cycle. So let's see how this goes. I'm very excited to see.
I'm actually gonna take a little guess here about what RNG seed he's on. I'll see if I'm right.
Ooh. So yeah, in the tower, every single stage is a boss stage, as you see. And 9-8 will be the final boss fight, where DK cannot escape anymore. There's no ladder above him where he can just climb up and say, "Oh, Mario, chase me again." This will be it. Okay, and this is the most cruel RNG in the game here. Also shoutouts to Spark City, which I think like DK just controls the gate there. You see a little gate at the entrance with the lever. And I think Spark City, in one of his runs, he actually had DK shutting the door and then not opening it for like 5 cycles.
He was on world record pace at the time too.
Yeah, and he was also on world record pace. So that was a big laugh for us, but not so much for him.
Alright, let's see what I get here.
Alright, 9-8.
Please be slow. Please be slow. Okay, good.
I don't know who came up with this. I think it was you as well.
I do believe this strat was mine.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy strat here. This is the fastest way you can beat this, because this is actually a boss fight where the barrels will never stay stationary on the ground unless Mario makes it stay stationary by letting it hit on his feet while handstanding.
I'm sorry to people who've seen this before, that piece there that plays on that boss fight is just an absolute banger, but we beat it too quick.
And yay, DK is done. Are we done with the game? Is the timer still going? Oh wait, another
Still
stage.
going.
What is this? 9-9.
Oh
Oh, plot twist, guys. We
Gets
love
me every
that.
time.
All right, now for some reason, some mushrooms have popped up out of nowhere, and DK just grew in size a little bit, as you can see.
That's what shrooms do.
And now, since we are on unknown RNG seed, we just have to hope that we get some barrels. Sadly, we got 2 times not the Grace RNG. But this one is okay. So
Sounds good.
if we get like both of the barrels, the middle barrels will always land there by themselves. And the barrels left and right, we actually have to stop them with our handstands. And if we
Probably
can
here.
grab both of them, that's always really good. I
So
actually
rude.
have to go down here, but that's fine, because now we go into like short intermission where DK just stomps on the ground with his fist for a couple times, and we get the fast cycle.
Yeah, I got good RNG. That's nice. Always love that.
And now we
Pause
just
and
need
then
one more barrel after this one, and then it's actually time, so be prepared.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not good. Okay,
was
another
unlucky.
cycle. Yeah, that was very unlucky. You can get both barrels on one side.
That's fine. That will be
And
time.
GG.
Nice. Oh, one of them
Nice.
is not bad.
What's the time?
What was that? Little bits.
On our end, it's looking like a 103.33.
That's pretty good.
103.33. That's my PB.
I did that on purpose.
That's actually my PB.
Nice.
As a second, second on leaderboard, and DT was a sub 1 hour time. So you can see the difference is pretty huge.
Yeah, we need more runners. Need more runners.
Yeah. So if you're interested in playing this game, feel free to join this Discord. DK94 speedrunning.
Really appreciate Ludwig coming through big. I was really feeling nervous coming in, and he just decided to, hey, I'll help you do commentary. Did a great job. Really
Anytime,
appreciate
dude. Anytime. Was a pleasure. Thank you also for GDQ stuff for.
it. Yeah, thanks for reaching out and grabbing us to play it. Anytime we can to show off
Yeah.
DK94, we want to do it.
Yeah, thank you. That was a great showing of it. I'm really glad that you two were up for showcasing both in gameplay and commentary, as well as the Discord. Are there any like resources or sort of things that you recommend? You did say people to go and check out the TAS earlier. What other things would you recommend if people were interested to see more about this game and see how more it can be speedrun?
I think if you just visit the speedrun.com game, I think the Discord is linked there, and there you need all the resources. You find all the resources you need to get into the game. And we always have a helping hand for newcomers. So
yeah, a big reason why I'm still playing this game is pretty much like the community has been constantly playing. We play other games, like they're kind of the reason I'm still speedrunning anything really. So it's been pretty cool.
Oh, nice. And then if people wanted to catch either of you two, whether you do any of your own streams, where can they find you? Where are they best to find you?
I'm at PTO1 at Twitch.com at PTO1, or not .com, but and,
yeah, my Twitch is Ludwig _von_ Cooper. Sorry for the underscores, but all the names were taken.
Yeah, that sounds like trying to find it. Well, everybody, that was DK94. That was expertly done. If you missed any of that, if you've only just tuned in, this will be going up on our YouTube channel, so you can check that out at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're on YouTube, hello. The flip side of things, we are on Twitch. We do these shows live, and if you want to see them as they're happening, you can check us out on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. But that is not the end of the show. We have got some more DK action coming up. There's a lot of new games that I'm getting used to here, so I'm just gonna check. We are gonna be having Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color next with Death Control. So do stick around. We'll be there after that. But once again, thank you so much to PTO and Ludwig von Cooper. Yeah, see you soon. We'll be having a short break and then back with some more action. See you in a sec.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Briefly, just describing what's going on. These are little shows that we scatter in between our two mainline events. Just in case you missed it, at the start we talked about SGDQ dates that have been announced. May 28th to June the 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Not only are there going to be runs online, there will also be online, well, like I said, there's a location there, and we are going to be having some runs in person over there. The submissions for that will be open on February the 25th to March the 7th. In the meantime, we've got these hotfixes. This is going places. We have a look at region-exclusive games as well as games for handheld consoles, and we had some DK94 game on the Game Boy, and now we are moving over to another Donkey Kong game, but we're actually focusing on the Donkey Kongs. I think that's how the kids say it. Anyway, we are going to be throwing over to Death Control, showing us Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color, I believe. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Death Control.
You're more than welcome.
You can call me DK if you want. And I am going to be playing Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Color. And let me let my commentator introduce himself.
Hello everyone, my name's Mozzarella Cheese. This game is awesome. This is a really fun, really technical game, and it's super fast-paced. It's one of my favorite speedruns that I've ever done myself. And I'm happy to be here as well. Hope everyone's excited. We can transition from the game where you beat up Donkey Kong to the game where you get to play as Diddy Kong. Don't worry about Donkey, just Diddy Kong pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. So this game is well known. The last game is quite beloved by a lot of people. I saw a lot of comments in chat about how much you love that game from your childhood. This game is well known in the Donkey Kong Country community for being not so high quality, but I hope to convince you otherwise while I'm here today. This is quite an interesting game. It's a really serious speedrun. There's a lot of really interesting movement mechanics and tech. I'm going to hope to try to explain as much of it as I can during the run. And the other thing, I just want to say one last thing before starting. The category that I'm doing here is 87%. So in order to actually get 101% in this game, you have to actually play through the game 3 times. What this category is basically all collectibles, maximum completion with just one playthrough of the game. And when you're done with that, the file reads 87%. So that's what the category is. So with that, I'm just going to quickly reset the system and get over to the main menu. And we're going to be ready to go here in just a moment. And we'll just start explaining things as we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of very subtle tech to explain. Like, this game is so fast-paced and so smooth. Like, if you've ever seen Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Country, you wouldn't think that it would run well on Game Boy Color. And yeah, it does have some jank, but it's pretty sweet.
And here, what I want to say is the more familiar you are with either the SNES version of the game or even the GBA version of the game, and the less familiar you are with this, the more you're going to enjoy this run because it's quite different.
Oh, yeah.
So we should probably just get started.
You want me to count you down?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so jumping into jungle hijinks here. So the first thing that you're going to see in this game is that we're going to be doing a lot of rolling.
Yeah,
so basically, rolling is really, really overpowered in this game. You roll really fast compared to running, and rolls have like a really long duration to them. You can't roll infinitely in this game, even though it might look like I'm doing that. But there's a lot of tech to like connect rolls, chain them together. So we'll be talking about that throughout the run. Just grabbing Rambi here to get the bonuses. And also, you do not need to win the bonuses. You only need to enter them. So we almost always want to be losing the bonuses as fast as possible.
A lot of the time, you'll see him walk into a bonus and just die immediately. It's great.
Yep. And here's the last collectible. We need the sticker books. The green bananas denote the sticker books. Just like that, we're into level 2. So there's 18 sticker books in the game. There's one in each world, in each loop of the game. And because we're just doing one loop, we're going to be only getting 6 of them. And you need Donkey's hand slap to unlock them.
Yeah, so I lied. We mostly play as Diddy, but Donkey does come out for those because he's completely required.
Yeah, that's right. And we're actually playing Donkey at the moment. So if you know anything about DKC speedrunning, you might know Donkey is garbage. In this game, he's actually not that bad. believe it or not. He's almost the same speed as Diddy. So the only reason that I'm still playing him right now is just because I don't want to stop to pick up a DK barrel. We're going to grab a DK barrel in this next level because I'm going to be able to use it to actually break open the bonus. So we're going to grab it in just a moment here. Oh, don't get hit.
Yeah, the game starts you with Donkey, so it's like, well, we might as well roll with this because he does have the same running speed as Diddy, and he mostly has the same rolling speed. Like, he just retains roll momentum for a little less time. He also has a big enough hitbox to reach that bonus barrel really fast, which I love.
Yeah, so basically, Diddy is better. He's just outright better, and we want to play him for like most of the run, but Donkey's just not that bad. So here's our DK barrel. We're going to hop in this bonus, and I'm going to try and get a frame-perfect character switch when I touch the exit. Let's see if I get it. Nope, didn't get it. But if I do, then you'll switch characters during the fade-out. That's a thing I discovered I call switch glitch. And we're going to do this iconic GBC strat to roll up the hill.
Yeah, you can roll up small hills in this game, which is awesome. And then entering the water level, he's going to want to immediately switch, because one thing that is very different between Donkey and Diddy is their swim speed. Donkey loses like 2 seconds just getting to the DK barrel or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so Donkey is not slower than Diddy, except in the water. Donkey's hecka slow in the water. As we come down here, I'm going to jump into the box to get some upwards momentum straight away. And what's this guy called again? This is like Eduardo the Shark or something? What's his name?
Eduardo. He's nicknamed Eduardo. He's my favorite animal buddy. His name is On Guard the Swordfish. He is a lot faster than the Kongs underwater. Though he's also really hard to control in this game. Like, it's insanely slippery. It's pretty...
I was about to say, you're making this look really easy, but I can see...
I'm a pro at it.
Yeah, this level's not too bad. The other water levels can be stressful. And unfortunately, in this game, if you get hit as an animal buddy, they don't run away. They just completely vanish out of thin air, and then you're back to being a Kong, which is terrible underwater.
Yeah, so On Guard is kind of a glass cannon. He's really good, but he's really easy to lose. And if you lose On Guard, it's bad. It's very bad.
This level has got a lot of shortcuts in it, but there is one shortcut he has to avoid just to get to this bonus.
Yeah, we got to take a little detour for the bonus. Okay, that barrel shot is only 5 frames. It's kind of a hard one to hit, but we nailed it. Okay.
More rolling up hills.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like after this bonus.
Yeah, there's some weird hills you can just kind of run or roll up just like that, because why not? And next up is Candy's Challenge. That's another optional collectible we have to do. Blink and you'll miss it. This first one's really short. And then, Mozzarella Cheese, you have about 15 seconds to explain the Naughty Quick Kill.
Okay, so you gotta jump on Naughty 5 times to kill him. And on the 5th hit, normally there's like this animation where he gasps for air before he falls down. But if you hit him at just the right time, he will just instantly die and you get the banana drop and move on to the next world. So it's like, after you hit him, he's already dead. After you hit him 3 times, or after you hit him, he laughs 3 times, and it's like the 3rd chirp you want to jump.
That was a boss fight?
Yeah, it was I know, phenomenal boss design in DKC1, yes.
All right, we're going super fast. We're in Winky's Walkway, and I have to explain a tech to you called extended roll storage. Like I said, rolling is very technical in this game. So when you hit enemies, you speed up, and your roll goes for longer, called an extended roll, but you can save that for later. So I'm going to hit this enemy and do a normal extended roll. I'm going to hit this enemy and save it, and right now I can do a long roll using my stored extended roll, just like that. So there's a lot of...
The game stores the extended rolls if you jump after you hit an enemy in a roll. It's really weird, but it's pretty handy in this level because there's like a lot of long platforms. I also like to call this level Winky's Walkway Deluxe because it's like twice as long as it is in the Super Nintendo version. I think they actually finished it. Still short, but way more to that level. And then here we have Minecart Carnage Deluxe. It's deluxe because you can't skip it.
Yep, we have to play this level.
Completely required, and it's really hard in this game because of the small screen size.
Yeah.
It is mostly an auto-scroller, but there is a little bit of speed tech in this level too, where whenever you're traveling downhill, you go way faster, and you can also jump off of the downhill inclines and maintain your fast momentum from doing that. So Death Control uses a ton to just leap around this level really fast. Similarly, you can also jump before you go to an uphill slope to avoid getting slowed down by that. There's a lot of really tight jumps in this level, too.
Yeah, it saves seconds over doing the level casually, so the jumps are kind of important.
Here we get the swag balloon.
Got it.
Nice.
I was scared I was going to miss it. I was scared you were going to curse me. Alright, no, we got it. Let me see. Let's explain, as we go into Bouncy Bonanza here in just a moment, let's, you want to explain stamina?
Oh yeah, so that's one of the really technical things this game has. So normally the fastest form of movement is rolling and then jumping between the rolls, because if you just try rolling over and over again, you get a dead roll, which makes you stop and pause for 10 frames. But if you jump, you're fine. There's another thing though, where at the start of every level, you do get one roll for free that you can then follow up immediately with another roll. But after you do that...
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. No big deal.
Everything's fine.
We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Just play Donkey for a moment.
Yeah, anyways, so...
I got a detour for this DK barrel real quick.
After you used up the stamina, like the free roll, you then have to either stand around or walk for 10 frames. Yeah, the reason we didn't want to have Donkey here is because getting to that bonus is Donkey's really
Donkey
hard.
can't do it. The bee will eat the barrel. So
it's
yeah,
not even possible. Okay.
Yeah, so basically you can you can do a roll into another roll like that, but if you try and keep doing them, then you'll get dead rolls, so you get stuck in place for 10 frames. But in order to not get dead rolls, you have to basically walk for 10 frames between each one. Oh my goodness, I didn't roll. All right, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Bouncy's a fun level.
So I call that my name for that tech is stamina, and actually like managing your stamina is really important to like being able to go fast, because it's really useful. You can also buffer rolls out of rolls, which is really annoying casually. You probably got a lot of like accidental rolls and died, but in the speedrun it's really useful to just buffer a roll out of a roll, and you have to make sure you have full stamina for that.
I think you get a buffered roll after you bounce on an enemy.
That too.
So that too. That can throw you off really easily.
That too. So if you're bouncing off an enemy and then you hold B, then you'll roll when you touch the ground, which also is kind of awful casually, but really useful for the speedrun.
I love the routing of this level. So a lot of the warp barrels that were present in the original game are gone in this game, but there is still one in Stop and Go Station, which Death Control already used. It's literally like the second you enter the level, you can go into a door. And unfortunately, though, in 87%, he still has to go and get all the bonuses. And this game won't count the bonuses as actually being complete unless you enter them and then beat the level after the fact. So, optimally, like, it would be nice if he could just use the warp, beat the level, and then go get all the stuff and start select out of the level, because the game lets you just leave the level once you've beaten it. But he has to actually, like, go backwards and then go forwards again.
And doing the level backwards is about 15 seconds faster than doing it forwards.
Yeah.
So it is faster to take the warp and go back. That's the only warp you're going to see in this run, actually.
Yeah, there's only 2 warp barrels in the game, and that's the only one that's still useful.
Yeah, that's the only one that's useful in this category.
Okay.
So they took a lot of warps out of this game.
Yeah, this NES version has one in this level, too.
Yep, no warp here. No warp here.
This is a spicy level. This level has, like, a lot of the tech in it. So first of all, if you're in the bouncing state, you just go right through those naughty wheels, so that's nice.
Yeah, by the way, those guys are called the Red Rats on Wheels. That's what I called them as a kid, so that's their name.
They're like beating hot red for some reason.
Yep, they're rats in this game. They're the Red Rats on Wheels. Okay, hold on. Let me focus for this.
Getting this TNT barrel to this bonus is a nightmare. He did it, though.
Those jumps are really hard.
Yeah, and another thing is since you can permanently like miss that bonus basically if you break that barrel, and then the only option would be to die, and then he'd have to go and do the first bonus again because he didn't beat the level.
Yeah, you really don't want to lose your barrel there. Okay. Camera locking. You want to briefly explain that? Let me show it off here. So I'm going to roll to the front of the screen right there. You can go ahead and explain it. Explain camera locking.
Okay, so when you start a roll in this game, the camera like tries to lunge forward to give you a little bit more of a field of view of where you're going, and it'll lunge forward in the direction you're going. So like if you roll to the right, the camera zips ahead to the right and vice versa. But you can kind of trick the game by starting a roll facing left and then immediately turn around, so then the camera is still kind of far to the left. This is beneficial because the game spawns enemies depending on where the camera is, not on where the character is. So if you want an enemy to spawn like a little bit later so that it's in a better spot for rolling through it, you can do that. You can just manipulate the camera a little bit. And
yeah, so it creates new route options, basically. It's really useful.
That later too, where you can like make a rope appear at a good time.
We're going to be using it several times, actually. It was routed into a number of places. It's used a lot in the tasks as well. I think I'll explain the tasks when we get to Forest Frenzy.
Yeah, by the way, Death Control tasked this game too. He does RTA and he also made the task for this game.
Yeah, so I made a task for this game. I spent like a year on it. It's a really good task. You should definitely watch it. It's on my YouTube and it's on task videos.
That's where we learned like all the really niche tech this game has.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy that it was like discovered before I started running, because it gives this game so much unique character compared to other Donkey Kong Country games.
Yeah,
like, all the really subtle tech.
I kind of discovered everything like while tasking it. So this level in Treetop Town, of course, are like sort of the first barrel cannon levels, and the barrel cannons in this game are quite a bit like tougher because they're a lot like slower to fire. So there's a lot of like memorization in the routes.
Yeah,
they're a lot less responsive.
The barrels are also just weird. Like, they're not very consistent in how high up or how low or how fast they fire Diddy. So, like, when you're playing this level casually, you just die over and over again trying to learn how every barrel works.
Yeah, and some of them kind of, like, lock you in position for a while, and some of them just let you move, and it's quite inconsistent. Like, so it's just a bunch of memorization.
Really hard level. I mean, the whole game is really hard, but especially, like, this stretch of World 3 is just brutal.
Okay, and this actually saves time in any percent. It saves about a second, but I didn't know about it when I made the task, so that's actually missing from the task.
Oh yeah, that bonus entry. Even if you're just doing any percent for this game, there's a lot of bonus rooms that still save time to enter just because you can exit them so quickly, and then the exit barrels for the bonuses will take you so much further ahead in the level. Plus, it just helps. The transitions are so quick in this game.
Yeah, it makes the routing really fun, finding that, because there's like depending on if your tasks are human, and depending on how aggressive strats you want to go for, there's between like 5 and 9 bonuses which save time, or at least don't lose time and are viable strats. So, like, the bonus skips are really fun and useful, I find.
I just love how fast you die in bonuses sometimes.
Yeah, some of the bonuses go really fast. Alright, we got one more bonus in this level.
This is another super trial and error stage, particularly the second half. Like, how are you supposed to know when you're gonna fire these barrels? Like, how?
Yeah, this killed me so much as a kid. This one you have to fire right there. And this one you want to fire immediately, actually. Yeah, this is a pretty hard level. Let's see if I get up here. Got it.
Bit of cool, unique tech there. So, in one of the other playthroughs of the game that you can do for 100%, they added this extra platform down there just to place a sticker book, but it's also useful to set up for skipping some barrels. Here's one of the most notable camera lock uses.
All right, so this is the first discovery of camera locking where I ever found a use of it. And hold on. We're gonna do this right.
Correctly.
We're gonna do this right. There it is.
There we go.
Woo! Yeah. Okay, you got a camera lock to slow that rope down so that you can make that jump. If you don't do the camera lock there, the rope will be too far to the left and you won't make the jump.
Yeah, you do get a little bit of extra momentum when you jump off a rope for a bit. Like, it'll be really noticeable in Slip Slide Ride in a World 4 level, but yeah, when you jump off ropes in this game, you like go flying.
Yep.
Otherwise, yeah, this level is just kind of an auto-scroller. There sadly isn't much else to talk about, but
yeah,
for an auto-scroller, this level is brutal.
It's pretty hard. I'm definitely taking this for safety. I had a lot of fun tasking this level. I made it like a fun dance level. Definitely go check it out. So the pattern here is down, stay down, up, stay up, down, up. I knew that one as a kid.
Another level where you have to memorize what to do. Either that or you can note how fast
it went the wrong way.
These are moving.
I'm literally saying the pattern and I messed it up.
I think you might.
All right, hold on. We're not gonna die. It's fine. We're just gonna do that. It's all good.
Yeah.
There's a DK barrel.
Usually in DKC speedrunning, we have a saying that goes, if you're Donkey, you're dead, because he's just so much worse than Diddy with his bigger hitbox. But thankfully in this game, he's pretty much the same in this game most of the time. You just have to be aware of like a few jumps that he cannot make.
And here, we're gonna bounce on the neckies to get into the bonus. The task is able to get all the way to the end, but it is like human impossible. There's
you have to... You have to do like 3 frame perfect camera manips or something to make the birds line up.
A human's never gonna get that. So that bonus is also in the any percent route because it's the best way for a human to do it. Let me not be Donkey right now. Hold on. Donkey loses barrels easily.
Yeah,
all right, we're just gonna wait.
It's so much easier to be Diddy when you're used to it anyways. Oh yeah, and also
there's a backup. It's fine. There's another barrel.
Good.
Just kill that guy. No big deal. All right. Hold on. We're recovering this.
Good.
There's this barrel right here. Okay.
Good thing. And now all the guys are dead, so you're fine.
Yeah. All right. There's some barrels are really, really, really bad to lose. That one is like kind of bad to lose. All right, we're fine. We're on track. We're moving.
Don't have to play the level again, so you're all good.
We're moving. All right.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is a really fun level. This is a really good level to like practice roll tech and just like learn how to do like big, long, fast rolls. And there's another iconic GBC strat coming up. There's also Espresso in this level, and Espresso is absolute trash in this game.
It's hilarious. They really did the animal buddies dirty in this game, especially Espresso. Like, Espresso the ostrich is supposed to be a buddy that can run really fast and glide really far over long gaps. In this game, when he jumps in the air, he's like hysterically slow though. He just doesn't go anywhere, and he can barely beat this level at all.
He can beat it, barely. I have a video of me doing it in a minute 17, and I have a $20 bounty if you can beat my time. And this strat right here is an iconic DKC GBC strat. The roll through the N right there, which like pops it open, counts as hitting an enemy. That's a tech that I call a box boost, and you just get that long roll through all the enemies. So that is the fun of GBC.
Only works in this game specifically. It just so happens that like the containers in the ground that have items also count as enemies if you roll through them.
Yeah, if you roll onto it, you get like a boost and an extension, just like an enemy. All right, I think I got the RNG manip. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I got it. Yes. It's gonna be in 3. All right, the RNG was manipped. So I didn't have to predict that bonus. That one's really, really hard to get if you don't get the RNG manip. You basically have to just play perfect and not die all the way until you get there, which I've been doing. Yeah. And
it's like quote unquote perfect. It's like you have to have perfect map movement, but you can buffer every input, so it's really easy to do. And then you have to not lose too much time in water levels, because I guess the water bubble spawns can affect the RNG there too.
Yeah, the RNG is complicated and weird. I don't fully understand it, but what I do know is with perfect overworld movement, which is easy because you can just hold directions to move and hold A to enter levels, and without dying, then you basically always get barrel 3 there. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Also, we finally got to see Espresso.
Yeah, so we got Espresso for this level. He's going to be gone in a moment here. This level is a whole collectathon in this game. There's 5 bonuses, so we don't need Espresso anymore. Buy Espresso.
You just walk into an enemy and then immediately start rolling with Diddy because it's faster.
Yeah, Diddy is faster. Diddy is actually faster than Espresso for the most part.
Espresso's just required for the first bonus because of the glide.
Yeah, Espresso straight up sucks.
This is one of my favorite levels too, although it's more like a favorite level for any percent. But in this category, it's like, I mean, this is so stupid. There's 3 bonuses down here and you use the same barrel for them all.
Agreed. I like this level a lot in any percent, but this is a very annoying level in this category.
For some, like most of the levels in the game have maybe 1, 2, or 3 bonuses. Some have 0, but then for some reason in this one, they pack 5 in and 3 of them are at the very end. Like, why?
All right, here we go. We're into Cycle City. So this is an Espresso or an on-guard level. It's a really short, fast on-guard level. You can basically full speed through it. You have to just dodge all the bullets. Don't lose on-guard.
The swordfish. Yeah, as mentioned, if you get hit once, on-guard completely vanishes, and there's only 1 on-guard crate in the level. So if you get hit, you have to finish it with the Kongs, who are easier to control but are way slower. For me, the scariest part is getting past all the pearls there, but looks like Death Control got through fine. There's one wall.
Easier.
Yeah, there's a wall that juts out way more than it looks like it does, and you can get stuck on that, and then it like throws off all the clam pearl cycles, and then you can take damage. It looks like we're getting through pretty cleanly.
I think I'm good.
It's so weird. Like, On-Guard's whole intent and purpose is to make water levels fun and easy by being controllable and being able to attack enemies underwater. But in this game, when you play it casually, you get On-Guard and then you lose him in like 2 seconds. He's so easy to lose.
All right, so this bee, tell him the pattern for the bee.
Yeah, so this bee, after you hit it, it turns invincible for a bit and goes up and down a few times. The amount of times it goes up and down depends on how many times it's been hit. It goes 5, 6, 7, 8. And also, usually in this boss fight, like the bee would home in on you in the Super Nintendo version after not being invincible. Here, it just goes right or left, depending on how many times it's been hit. Like it starts going right, then left, then right, then left. So it's just a matter of like keeping track of how many times you've hit it, how many times it's gone up and down, which hit you're on, being able to count to a maximum of 8. There we go.
Easy. All right, we're into the snow levels. So the thing with snow physics in this game is it makes you quite slippery, but only when you're like walking or running, not when you're rolling and not when you're in the air. So that means that actually the fastest way to travel in this level is to, oh, dang, I won the bonus. All right, anyways, should be fine. As long as I don't get the Winky bonus, I should be fine.
Yeah, you got the Winky the Frog token.
That's my second token. It could be scary if I get the Winky bonus, but I think
so
we'll
if you
be
get
okay.
3 tokens, you get sent into a bonus room with an animal body, just like the Super Nintendo version. Those bonus rooms are not required and are really bad, actually, because
It's a massive time loss.
They force you to just sit around and wait for a timer to go down. Like, you're supposed to use it to collect lives, but we don't want any of those in the speedrun.
We're gonna just be a little patient here, no big deal. All right, I would
really
normally
easy
go
to
through
miss
that
a
a little
barrel
faster.
cycle.
Yeah, but basically, all right, that threw me off a little. All right, it's fine. Basically, what we want to do in this level is we just want to roll and then just kind of walk it out for 10 frames to recover stamina. We don't want to jump out of rolls because like sliding along the ground is much faster. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it's really fun moving in the ice levels. Like normally you roll and jump. Technically on other terrain you can also roll, then walk for 10 frames, roll, walk for 10 frames, and that would work. But on ice, it's like especially good because you keep your rolling momentum after you're done rolling because of how slippery the terrain is.
So roll walking is the way to go. And we do this big skip here, and I'm on a pretty good pace. I think I'll show off. At the end of this whole sequence, if you do it legit, you get rewarded with the 3-up. In this version of the game, the 3-up's still there, so we can actually just go steal it. Yay.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be there at all.
We just steal it. Why not? All right, slip slide ride.
We actually have to play this level in this category. It's
one of the only levels.
One of the only levels with a warp barrel in it. We get really close to going there.
There it is, that green thing up there.
Yeah, and then we go into the bonus instead.
So this is like the only vertical level in the game. The gimmick is it has these ropes which slide you up and down, and it's also got a unique song, which is a great song. You don't normally get to hear it because we skipped this level. It gets interrupted by bonuses a bit, but don't worry, you're gonna get to hear it in Donkey Kong Land.
Yeah, that's the next game after this one.
So enjoy it for now.
Kremlantis is so sweet.
It's a great song. Yeah, this is a great song. This game has great music. Good. Like, unironically great.
Yeah, it's Sour Please. At least when you can hear it anyways. You don't get to hear as much with the bonus interruptions, though.
True.
Oh yeah, here's where you jump.
If you could just...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you could just stop going so fast so that we could listen to the music, that would be...
I know, I need to die a little bit or something.
How dare you speedrun, you menace. Yeah, what I really love about this level is how, as I mentioned earlier in an auto-scroller, when you jump off ropes, you get like so much momentum.
Yeah.
And this level has ropes back to back, so you just go boop, 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 boop so fast. Okay. Probably hurts to look at, but it's very satisfying to do.
All right, I say Jolly. So typically you might be used to seeing Espresso in this level. Espresso is so trash, he literally cannot even complete the level.
Yeah, they forgot to make it possible.
It's impossible for him to complete the level. I tried to task it. It's just straight up impossible. What? We're going to do a really cool camera lock here. Let's see. Got it. Okay. That delays that rope so that I can just jump straight across without waiting. Awesome. And we're doing a bunch of sliding rolls.
When Diddy has a better time skipping ropes than Espresso.
Yeah, Espresso cannot make it over that gap. He just plain can't.
He's too slow when he glides, and he doesn't maintain enough airtime when he glides.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough speed or height. Okay. This bonus I call the try not to win bonus.
That's all of them, but oh yeah, that one I see you really have to go
because that one just sets you up to win.
I also find it funny, like usually Espresso is required to reach that bonus in like the Super Nintendo or Game Boy Advance version, but here they had to have known that Espresso couldn't beat the stage because they moved that bonus barrel a little further down so it was reachable with the Kongs.
Woo! Croctopus chase!
Like, why didn't they make this playable for Espresso? Here we have the most exciting stage in the game, full of the very important movement tech of old.
Yeah, so let me tell you about all the crazy water tech. So basically, don't be donkey.
Yeah, that's step 1.
That's it. That's pretty much all the water tech.
Mash the button. Good. Mash the button when you're
holding B
vertical.
does nothing, and holding up does nothing. Yep.
Technically, that's Donkey does actually go up faster underwater.
He does. Donkey, for some reason, goes up faster, but the other 3 directions he's slower. It's really weird. Donkey makes no sense. No, Donkey makes no sense. Oh, by the way, I have breaking news for you, Masa.
Yes.
Espresso's faster, or not Espresso. Sorry, On Guard. Why do I keep confusing them? On Guard is faster. On Guard is faster.
Yes, Espresso's faster after discussing how he cannot beat the previous level. Now we got two animal buddies with long names that both start with the E. But yeah, so On Guard is in this level like how he is in all the other water levels, but unfortunately they put him at the very end pretty much, and it's like a really long water level. Like we only just got the midpoint.
He is faster though. I decided to test it. I just picked him up in the middle of a run, and I just casually golded by like a second. I was like, okay, I guess I'm picking up On Guard from now on. Without
practice. Yeah, he barely cuts the corners, and he's so much faster than the Kongs that even though it's like a short-lived usage, I guess he is officially a little bit faster.
He does save 2 seconds in the task, but I was never really able to save time with him RTA. Finally, I decided to try it, and oh, he is faster. Okay, cool. Let's get him.
That's funny.
Oh, wait, oh, there we go. Okay, we're good.
Oh yeah, for a while, Death Control didn't know that Donkey was slower than Diddy underwater, so he used to do this level with either Kong, and then he'd get to the... Yeah, he'd get to the end
and Donkey loses like over 10 seconds. He's so bad.
Here's On Guard, the swordfish, for like the remaining 10 seconds of the level. Just barely worth it.
Yep.
There we go. Done with the first really long level.
All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see a brief reappearance of Donkey for a moment here, just to make like one jump.
One
on
of Donkey's signature advantages over Diddy is he's able to bounce on more enemies. Like he can jump on these clumps, which Diddy has to roll through, and then Donkey can jump on crushes as well, which is really handy for navigating in this level. Actually.
Donkey does actually have a few uses in this run. We will see him come back again later.
Yeah.
So we want to get this bounce. Diddy can make that, but it's hard. But this one, if you're not Donkey, you kind of have to wait. The task does something crazy here.
The task always does crazy.
The task does something crazy, but yeah. All right, that's it for Donkey for now. We're done with him. Let's swap.
You're fired, Donkey.
Thanks for your service. All right, this is the awful bonus. I hate this bonus. Let me focus.
Oh yeah, you have to hit the correct letter.
I hate this one. This is terrible.
3 times in a row, so it's like if you mess this one up, the time loss is just awful.
Let me
also,
not do that.
Hitting the crocodile heads reverses it.
I'm just gonna go real patient on Cranky here. Real patient.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention it, but yeah, Torchlight Trouble is supposed to be a dark level. I guess they kind of meant for you to play this on like an actual original Game Boy Color. Shocking, I know.
And here we can grab the coin. Jump and start select to skip the fanfare. Start select only works in the last 3 candies challenges for some reason. Doesn't work in the first 3.
Yeah, it seems to depend on like whether or not you've beaten prior levels. But
yeah,
very
it's
convenient.
weird.
It skips a fanfare there.
And if you fail, you can restart.
This level has another bonus, or 2 bonuses actually, that can be useful in an RTA run, even in just any percent to get through the level. It's also the second instance where we enter a bonus that has Winky the Frog in it, and we still don't take him.
Oh yeah, rip Winky, so we never use him.
Yeah, Winky the Frog's specialty is jumping very high, so like, if we had vertical levels with him, he'd be fantastic. There aren't any. He only appears in horizontal levels, and he moves slower than the Kongs. So
One more bounce.
Never sees the light of day in the game, sadly.
We actually have to visit him in Bouncy Bonanza. We have to go to the Winky room. It's required in this game for completion, but we don't have to take Winky, and he's slower. All right, so
usually the Winky room in Bouncy Bonanza is not required for 100.
Hold on. I'm gonna die so I can get this. There's actually I think it saves time to die. Anyways, so there's a damage boost to skip an attack phase on this guy, just like in the other versions of the game, and there's also a quick kill, just like the first Naughty.
Yeah, so. It's kind of funny that this tech works in 2 versions of this game. So yeah, after you hit this boss, he hops around like this. After 3 bounces, though, you can damage boost on purpose, and it cancels an attack.
So it skips like the 4th attack phase. Yeah, so that's worth just dying just to reset to show off. Okay, this is a really hard level, so let's hope everything goes well.
Always a hard stage. Also another level that has a million bonuses in it. One of which is probably the one that like no one ever finds on their own.
Yeah.
They hit a bonus inside of a bonus.
Yeah, so coming up is like the only bonus in the game that I actually have to win, and I have to get the bananas. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is the last bonus all of you found as a kid. I know it. It took me forever to find that one.
It doesn't even drop the prize depicted. It just drops the freaking barrel. Like, how are you supposed to find out about that?
Doesn't make any sense. All right, there's a cool camera lock strat coming up right here. Got it. Box boost. Camera lock
Oh,
manipulates
yeah,
that guy to be in the way. If you don't camera lock, you won't hit him. All right, I'm going to take the midpoint here for safety.
Another good demo of all the subtle tech in this game.
Another box boost.
And now after all that tech, we now just have hold right to win, pretty much.
Yeah, so Ramby's name is Rand-B because you hold R and B.
That's it.
Yep, that's a very clever joke, I know. You're welcome.
Interestingly, Ramby runs much faster than he jumps. And then he also can almost sort of double jump by like attacking midair, which is a little bit helpful here.
It's quite helpful. Okay, hold on. I better get this. Okay, that was close. All right. Sticker book.
Do the double jump to get the sticker up here.
All right, track.
Ah, yes, the most exciting level in the game, home of the most important technique in Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Color, dancing.
I actually had a lot of fun with this level in the task. There's a lot of fun dancing, and it's actually entertaining. I managed to keep it entertaining.
Yeah, there's two different ways you can dance. You can either just duck dance like this, or you can shuffle left and right, and it kind of looks like you're moonwalking a bit.
All right, if I get carried away with this, I will die. Every time I try and do silly idle movement, I always get myself killed.
Yeah, this platform is really small.
It is.
This level, I mean, you can probably tell, this level sucks. It's really long. It's pretty much like Desert Bus, though. It's long and slow, but you still have to pay attention because the enemies come out of nowhere with the small screen size. Like, they're very well spaced out, but you still have to pay attention to them.
At the very least, the song here is pretty good.
Yeah.
At least the music's enjoyable. Honestly, like I said, I will defend the quality of this game, even though you need to play this game and just judge it based on its own merits. You can't think about it like compared to the Super Nintendo game. You just have to think about it as its own game. And if you can approach it from that perspective, and if you're interested in speedrunning it, I will defend it as a good quality game. That being said, I will not defend Trick Track Trek. This level, unfortunately, was butchered.
Yeah, there was a warp barrel in this level in the Super Nintendo version, and even in the Game Boy Advance version as well.
Yep.
But here it's not present, sadly, so it's just like a 5-minute auto-scroller.
Yep, and it's even longer in this category. The bonus adds an extra 45 seconds to it.
Yeah, hooray. So I hope you guys are hyped for our Desert Bus stream now.
Yep.
Let's go.
Showing off the tech of Diddy scratching his head. There is one move here, so I'm going to grab Gravity Glitch. We haven't even talked about Gravity Glitch. We probably should.
Oh, yeah, this is a good level to talk about because you can do it without saving time.
Let me hit the strat first. Hold on, let me hit the strat first.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Ooh.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, got it.
That
Okay.
strat gives me a heart attack
All
every
right,
time.
you know what? I'm going to be real safe here. I'm going to grab this checkpoint right now in case anything goes bad. Hold on. I'm going to be super duper cautious and safe. I don't care. All right, let's play.
That's fine. Just make sure that now if there's a death for some reason, you have to do that bonus again.
No, I don't, because the midpoint...
Killed it.
The midpoint means you don't have to do the bonuses again. If you get the midpoint, you don't have to do the bonuses
Oh,
again.
you grabbed that one after the midpoint, though.
No, they're all saved. They're all saved. They're all saved.
Really? That's how it works.
Yeah, they're all saved.
Today I learned. I
All right,
haven't
anyways.
done this category.
Tell them about Gravity Glitch.
Okay, so yeah, usually when you jump in this game, if you hold the jump button in the air, all it really does is lower gravity, like make you a little bit more floaty. And if you keep the jump button held the whole time you're in the air until you land, then that low gravity state actually gets stored. And you can use it to get like a slightly floaty roll to get over a bit larger of a gap. Which is how Death Control was able to reach the midpoint a little bit sooner in this level. Like, you jumped off the platform pretty early.
Exactly. So it basically just makes your roll floatier. It makes it so that you like roll at like low gravity. It was used a lot in the TAS, and it's useful in a number of places. It helps like set up some strats in the RTA run as well. And it also it helps us jump off the platform earlier, basically, because we can cross a longer distance with rolls.
Yeah, anytime you have multiple platforms spaced out, that's when Gravity Glitch comes in handy.
Yep.
It's also sometimes helpful for escorting DK barrels to the bonus doors that have to be broken open.
True.
Like if you need to jump higher over stuff.
Yeah, so it does, if you have Gravity Glitch, it does make your next jump slightly higher.
Also just fun to play around with here.
True. I did a lot of crazy stuff with Gravity Glitch in the TAS. Have I mentioned, go watch the TAS. Anyways, there's one more bonus at the end of the stage. There's also a Winky token we better stay far away from. We better not get anywhere close to that Winky token.
We're probably going to see pause buffering to help with the bonus. 'Cause I'm guessing it's one of those bonuses.
No,
where it
no, no. The
shuffles
Winky
item
token's
around.
outside. The Winky token is outside of the bonus.
Oh, that's probably even worse.
It's okay. I'll show you it. I'll show you the Winky, but we're not going to touch it, or it would be very, very bad.
Do not touch the Winky token.
Do not. So yeah, we just get this gimmick again because it's totally not played out yet.
I think that's the last enemy.
It is, and then
You
there's
may have forgotten. You may have forgotten that there's other levels in this game, but yeah, no, don't worry. We're almost done here.
Bait him to throw the barrel in the wrong direction.
And yes, this game has a task.
Yes, and I made it. It's good. Go watch it.
Yeah, Death Control has RCA world record, and he also made the task.
I legitimately spent like a year making that task. It's highly optimized. It's very entertaining. Please watch it. It's great. You'll love it.
Talk about an overachiever.
And
goodness.
I wrote 23 pages of info on tech. Also.
Oh my
Are we ready for the
gosh.
college course on DKC GBC yet?
All right. There's our Winky token that we're not touching.
Okay, it's more avoidable than I was expecting.
We're out. All right, elevator antics. So this is, the cave levels are very complicated in this game. This is my favorite one. This level has a bonus at the beginning, a bonus at the end, and one in the middle that saves time, so we'd be taking it anyways. So it essentially looks like the any percent route for the most part, and it's a really like tech heavy and interesting sort of level. So
you can't really
enjoy
do
it.
a whole lot with crawl spaces in this game, but you can just barely bounce on the
Camera
snakes
lock there.
inside them to maintain running momentum for a little longer before you're forced to crawl, which helps you get better cycles on
Yep.
these bees. And here,
So this bonus, I think, saves at least like 5 seconds and any percent. It's good. We back up just to hit that guy. I'll take the bonus.
here there's a
barrel
tech
here for
called
safety.
Crusher Roll, which is kind, or at least that's what we call it, but it kind of hurts Diddy a little bit here. So this game has this weird thing where if you roll off of a ledge and the roll would have died while you were still like in midair, the game will just automatically extend the roll. But while you have that extended roll state, the game also changes the hit priority of the Kongs as if they were jumping. So it makes it so Diddy can no longer roll through clumps, so you have to play around that a little bit in this level. But it does...
Yeah, so if you're an extended roll, Diddy will get bounced.
It does, however, also enable Donkey to roll through crushes, which normally he can only kill by jumping on them. So that we might get to see that later, and that's pretty cool.
I'll try and show it off. We'll have a chance to see it in Manic Mincers. All right, we get to start select out of that one again
Another
after
really
picking
fast
up the
candy
coin.
challenge.
Super fast. And
Here we have Mountain Dew Pond starring On Guard, the Swordfish, for the last time today.
yeah.
This level might actually be easier than Clam City was, because it's mostly just hug the ceiling and lunge forward. It's like a few obstacles you do have to avoid, though.
Yeah, you basically just get to like not engage with any of the gameplay in this level by just going above it all. It's really really difficult.
Yeah, World 5 is really fun in this game. As you can see, it's like really hard tech-heavy level into 5-minute auto-scroller into really hard tech-heavy level into water stage where you just mash the buttons.
Yep. There's one thing that there's the one part I have to play right here. All right.
Oh yeah, you gotta dodge these mincers very carefully, because again, On Guard is incredibly slippery in this game.
Yeah, if you get hit there, you lose like probably 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is one of the few levels that I'd say might be easier in this game than it is on the Super Nintendo version, because generally speaking, I'd say this game is, like, really hard. Like,
Yeah.
Casually and even speedrunning, when you speedrun this game, it's so easy to die and get hit, like, all over the place. But that level is not so bad. Minecart Madness is the level where you jump out of the carts, and apparently it's actually a bit slower to jump out of carts, so the speed tech in this level is just try to jump as little as possible.
Yep, and this bonus actually saves time in any percent, so this is an any percent bonus. And there are two other bonuses that we don't take in any percent.
Also, somehow you can fit underneath the birds.
Yeah.
Not the bees, though. The bee hitboxes
No.
are pretty cruel in this game.
Stay away from the bees.
Near the end of this level, there's like 3 bees in a row that are directly on the tracks, and they are ridiculously tight to jump over. And it's especially menacing because the second half of this level in this version has no DK barrels. So
Yep.
if you like get hit and you're not willing to go to another level to restore both Kongs, you just have to do a no-hit run of the second half of this level.
And the little platforms with tires on them, tires are kind of jank in this game. You can't roll off the tire, but you can roll off the corner of the platform. It's not something I'd go for in a full game run, but I did do it in IL, and I actually tied the task to the second by doing rolls off of every single one of those platforms.
It's really tight.
All right, here's the really difficult jumps. Those are much harder than they look.
Those bees are such a nightmare. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all the other versions of DKC1 have tire rolls as a technique that you can do, but in this game, not only does it not work, but tires in general are really jank in this game. They're very dangerous. You kind of need to keep the jump button held when you're approaching tires at all times, because otherwise, a lot of the time, what happens is you get like this awful short bounce, and you don't go anywhere, and then you just die. Because you drop like a rock in this game too. That's another thing. The game is very fast-paced, and gravity is, unless you're holding the jump button at all times, gravity is very heavy.
Oh yeah.
Here we have not quite Blackout Basement.
Yeah, fortunately, the dark levels in this game are kind of visible. It's kind of like easy to see, as long as you have a little bit of like a backlight behind you, I would say. All right, I'm just gonna wait on this one.
Yeah.
So
you gotta remember, they meant for people to be playing this game like near windows in broad daylight or something to get the screen to light up. So when you're playing this with an actual LED or something, it's like a joke.
Yeah. So fortunately, it's I'm not playing this blind. I can see.
Wow.
Okay.
Pretty tricky level because there's a lot of sections that look the same or have great similarities. But,
No, I lost the barrel. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I gotta kill myself. It's the only way.
Death
It's the only way.
way.
It's the only way. All right, I needed that barrel. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
that was
fine.
required to open a bonus. That's okay. That's like the first death so far. So
That is the first death. This has been a pretty cracked run so far. I'm
Okay,
not gonna
second
lie.
because there was the sort of intentional one on Naughty. But
Yeah,
whatever.
but that one lost nothing. No, this has actually been a really sick run so far. That's fine though. I'm not mad about that. Oh, buffer jumps.
Oh jeez, buffer jumps.
Scary.
We were talking about that earlier.
Scary. Wait. Hold on. Okay. All right. We saved it. We saved it. All right,
Usually in DKC speedrunning, we like having buffered jumps as like a technique to allow for easier access to more precise jumps and jump timing. But in this game, it's so easy to do it by accident. It almost killed it.
All right, we're good. We need the steel barrel to get into the second bonus.
You like how it just instantly enters you into the bonus room.
I love it.
Like,
Oh
as soon
no,
as
we
it
won the
touches-
bonus. That's time loss. Lose like second.
Slower fanfare. Oh no. And then we're out of the level as long as the claptrap at the end doesn't kill us.
All right, this is definitely the dumbest boss in the whole game.
Literally has dumb in the name.
Literally.
Drum.
We don't even
He
hit him.
he spawns enemies, and then you just kill the enemies, and then it like slowly destroys itself by hitting the ground. Also one of the few uses of Donkey Kong again, because it's optimal to jump on the last couple sets of enemies, and Diddy can't jump on them.
Yeah, so we're gonna switch to Donkey, and we're actually gonna keep him out for a little while if I don't get hit.
For the most important of reasons,
Yes.
for swag.
He is actually useful in Manic Mincers.
Oh, that's also true. You can crush a roll.
Yeah, he is actually useful in Manic Mincers, so we'll keep him for a little while. All right, there we go.
The armies. Good fight. We'll pretend that Donkey finished it off.
Good job, Donkey. All right. Tanked up trouble.
Final World, Chimp Caverns. I love World 6 in this game, except this first level.
Yeah. So
It's
let's
just
get
another
Gravity
auto-scroller.
Glitch. So, let me see.
Gravity glitch there to reach that bonus. This level, thankfully, is not as long as Trick Track, but it is a lot harder, I'd say.
It's quite a lot harder. And
Mostly the second half.
Yeah, and this level has a lot of lag in it. It's quite a laggy level. So in the tasks, I actually had to really focus on reducing lag as much as possible and making like fun and interesting idle movement. So there's a lot of spots where I have to like stay away from laggy areas to keep the lag down. I saved like an entire second on lag frames through optimizing it.
It's kind of surprising too, because it's like hard to notice the lag. The game runs surprisingly smoothly.
Yeah,
Like,
the game runs well.
You'd think this would run like sandpaper. Like if I told you that they put Donkey Kong Country from the Super Nintendo on a Game Boy Color, like your first impression can't be good, but it's not really that bad. It is a very difficult game when you play it blind, but
It is hard.
pretty smooth.
I'm impressed.
And
Pretty
honestly, it's a gorgeous game too. Like, don't hate on the graphics. This game looks great.
Yeah, for Game Boy Color, it's like I can't believe they did this.
It's gorgeous. The music is great. Like, I will defend this game. This is a high quality game. You should play it. It's definitely worth it.
I hate the second half of this level though, because now in the first half you have to collect fuel cans, but they all like completely restore the fuel of the platform. Same is true here, but now they don't fully restore it, and you have to get like every single one of these, or almost every single one.
Yeah.
Missing one requires like very specific planning and movement. And goodness, the hitbox on that is messed up. There's donkey shuffling. This fuel can is the worst.
All right. Whew.
Okay, barely got it.
Hey,
That one's tough. That one's tough.
That one is so easy to miss. It's in the original version, that's like a tire that you could roll and move onto the platform and then jump at the fuel can that way, which was tricky enough, but reasonably doable. Here it's a stationary tire that's just a little too far away from the fuel can. So like half the time, I've even lost speedruns to that. You'll barely miss the fuel can, and then you get here and you barely don't have enough fuel to make it to the end and you die.
All right, we're almost there.
yeah,
We're almost there.
And then even when you get past that, some of the jumps around the bees are a little frightening.
Yeah.
One of the few places where you actually need to duck.
Okay.
And not just doing it for dancing.
Donkey's duck dance is better than Diddy's, by the way. Donkey's duck only lasts 17 frames. Diddy's lasts 22. So Donkey can duck dance better than Diddy. It's a fact.
There you have it. Donkey is superior for auto-scrollers.
Yes.
Good for him.
All right, so this is a Ramby level. It's quite Jake. You have to like use Ramby's buck to get like a double jump to get through those mincers. If I lose Ramby, it's not a big deal, but I want to try to keep him.
Yeah, it's ridiculously hard to keep him, but he is useful for a damage boost later if he survives long enough.
Yeah, and he is useful to get into the bonus as well. So.
Oh yeah, that's true too for this category.
Grab this for safety. Okay.
I've only ever run any percent for this game, but. This is a neat category to look at too. It's very similar, just a little bit more traveling.
Okay. These mincers are not spaced equilaterally, by the way. The first two are closer than the rest.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yep. If you try and get the fast cycle, you'll get hit like every time. Okay, we're gonna do a quick damage boost here.
That's horrible.
Okay, and then let me see if I can show off the tech with Donkey. So let me see if I can hit this.
Pressure roll.
Oh wait, no, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna get it. There we go.
Yes.
Just plow through Crush. All right, there's a really hard camera lock right here. Basically, completely blind. I got hit. That's okay. No big deal. That's why I have Donkey in front, so I can get hit and lose Donkey instead of Diddy. I'm just going to grab the DK barrel right here for safety. And there's one more bonus. There's a really tough strat I have to do here. I call this the boing boing.
Getting this.
Wait, no, we're going to go back. Hold on. We can go back.
Yeah, at least there's another bonus room like right there to go back into.
Yeah, we get to enter this again. By the way, this bonus is required.
Yeah, this is another room that I think was optional in the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, I think so. All right, one more time, the boing boing.
Right, boing boing.
All right, there we go, we got it.
There we go. They made that like stupidly hard to get over in this
That
game
one's really hard.
I wonder why it's called the boing boing.
I wonder too. Good question.
Here we have a very misty mine. As we'll see, it's very misty in here. Oh no, there's a screen filter. Whatever will we do?
Yeah, by the way, each time the mist like changes colors, it creates a lag frame. All right, let's just grab the rope. Let's just grab the rope.
Truly terrifying for speedrunning. Every time we see the filter change, we lose one frame.
An entire frame. This level is really fun. I actually love this level because it's a bunch of just really long rolls.
Yeah,
and
some of the
like
levels
a bunch
in
of
this
tech.
game. Some levels in this game are very satisfying, especially any that let you roll through lots of enemies like over and over again like this, because you go so fast when you combo a lot of enemies.
Yep. Okay.
Another bonus that's useful in any percent.
That's an any percent bonus. That one skips you forward. This next one is not. I better not lose this barrel.
Oh yeah, he's another tough barrel escort.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Fortunately, I haven't lost any critical barrels. Oh, I lost one. I lost the steel keg. I haven't lost anything else besides that. So that bonus warps you back. So that one's not helpful in any percent. Oh.
And here you just have to navigate around all the clap traps.
There's a barrel, right? There's a barrel.
I think there's a DK barrel coming up.
Here.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Donkey and Diddy may be similar, but it's still not really fun being Donkey.
Yeah, we don't really want to play Donkey. Diddy is clearly better. Donkey's just not that bad. That's how it works.
Yeah, but when you've run this as much as Death Control has, it's like, oh no, I need to see the Diddy Kong sprites. I cannot handle this.
All right, Nick and Omer!
Oh yeah, this is a sick level that's completely unique to this version of the game. It does not exist in GBA or Super Nintendo. Its theme is mini neckies shooting nuts through like very narrow crawl spaces. It's a pretty evil setup. You have to like position yourself in front of the entrance to the crawl spaces and wait for them to shoot.
So there's a cool strat right here where I grab the barrel and I use it to shield the first nut. And this saves exactly 0 frames in the task, but I use it anyways because it looks cool.
Swagalicious.
And there's our last sticker book coming up. See the green bananas? It's right down here. I just use this one again as a shield. That should be number 6. All right, I'm going to take the midpoint here for safety.
There's a few spooky jumps
level
at
in
the
practice.
end.
Oh, yeah.
Skip a necky there. I remember that being one jump that Donkey couldn't make because he jumped slower.
Yeah, and there's a barrel cannon down below to get the letter there, but actually going over top is a little faster. And there's a DK barrel right here, just to be generous to you. And there's another DK barrel right there, because why not?
Just in case you get hit by literally everything, you're covered.
Yep, and we grab Gravity Glitch to do that roll underneath, and we're into Loopy Lights.
Yeah, I do like how they also put the gray crushes in that level, because usually those are only used in the final stage of the game, and those are special crushes that can't be killed even if Donkey jumps on them. They have to be killed with barrels.
Yeah, so the gray crushes cannot be Donkey stomped. The green crushes can be Donkey stomped, and Crusher rolled. Yeah, this level, I'm not going to be going for the lights too much because, again, I can see kind of okay. So
once again, we have... this game was not meant to be played with, like, actual good screens.
Yeah.
So when you have them for these levels, it's like a complete joke. So I did learn that playing this on Game Boy Player with a CRT can also be pretty tough, actually, as far as being able to see in this level.
And we gotta protect this barrel. Don't let him take the barrel from you. He will steal your barrel. All right, here's our last bonus in Loopy Lights.
And another just roll off a cliff.
We're gonna go a little bit safe here. You can go really aggressive on this last part, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, as mentioned, tires are jank, so want to be careful. And then here, there's just like a million bees.
All right, we'll just do that.
And there's another mechanic in this game that's like actually kind of, it becomes required knowledge at this point where if you jump out of a roll, you jump a little bit higher. And you kind of have to do that to hit the Manky Kongs here.
All right, last Candies challenge. This is my favorite. I like it. It's quite a bit laggy, but it's just this really cool barrel maze. And we're going to beat it really fast because, again, after we pick up the thing, we just start select out. And we're in the final level. This run has gone so quick.
Platform barrels.
So,
this level probably makes the most use of Gravity Glitch.
This is a sick level. It's just a tech gauntlet. The IL for this is like so crazy, and the task is completely crazy as well. The IL is 5 seconds behind the task at the moment. So we're grabbing Gravity Glitch right there just to do that roll a little bit earlier.
So full jump just to set that up for lower gravity, and then you can get off platforms earlier.
And there's another really cool use of it right here. I love this strat. We need Gravity Glitch for this. To chain together the roll through all 4 of the platforms.
Yeah, it just so happens that setting up the Gravity Glitch there for low gravity, it makes it so you barely bridge the gap between all 4 of those platforms in a row after rolling through the army. It's delicious. Then the rest of this level, the gimmick becomes putting the Grey Crushers on top of platforms that have to be killed with barrels.
So here's a strat called the Suicide Jump. Okay, there we go.
So of
Very
course
nice.
we're going to ignore that completely.
Look away from the lag. It doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. No lag. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the game really doesn't like it when you're holding a barrel and there's a Grey Crusher on the screen with the moving platform. The Game Boy can
Be
roll.
the laggable time.
Oh no, I'm dead! Psych! Gotcha. Fooled you.
You did get me.
No! Okay.
We got an on-guard token.
Oh my god.
On-guard the
first
swordfish for good luck.
We don't want to win those. We don't want to win those. All right. We're at the end. 2 more bosses.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're basically counting how much you PB'd by if you made it this far.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the end bosses in this version of the game are like not totally free. Maybe opinions can vary. Maybe I just haven't run this enough. But the nuts are like
I've died on this fool before.
The nuts are so fast in this boss fight, and then K. Rool's jump attack in this game is legitimately very terrifying.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, this version is exactly like the first fight. It just shoots more nuts the more you hit it.
Wow. Okay. I'm on pace for like a 55 something. That's a really good pace.
Yeah, that's very nice. The record's a 53, so to be like within a minute or 2 of that, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, this has actually been a sick run so far.
Here we have more Sour Please while we get to beat up K. Rool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
You're gonna get to hear the song again. It'll be in DKL.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of this game uses music from DKL or DK
Yeah.
Land 1, which we're about to play.
Yep. Okay. So Karul has like a little bit of tech to speed him up. It's not much. These cannonballs that are going to fall, if you walk to the right, more of them will fall. So if we stay here on the left, actually less of them fall, and he goes into his vulnerable phase a little bit earlier. It's really small. It's a small little thing that you'd probably be doing anyways, honestly.
Yeah, there's so much small tech in this game, even in the K Rule fights.
Yeah.
And there's like one other thing too, where it's like there's one hit where if you move the camera forward a little bit, you save time.
Yeah, it's coming up. So you're going to see this very slow pan to the credits. And if you, like, the task actually manipulates the camera to be in position so that it doesn't have to do that slow pan. It's going to happen right now. Okay. And here we go. And the game is over, right, guys? Right? I know
Oh, yeah,
when you
okay,
were a
well done.
kid,
We must-
you threw
we must
down
be
your
done.
Game Boy and you were so excited that you beat the game. It's over. And those are the credits. And I don't know why everything starts with a K. That's a little bit weird, but...
As we all know, the game was programmed by a Claptrap.
Yeah.
The characters were designed by a Crusha, colored by a Critter.
Yep.
Very knowledgeable of the Game Boy Color palette.
Yeah, but the game is over. So we win, and we don't have to play anymore.
This is where I like to play the Italian version of the game, just because it says "fine" at the end instead of "the end."
He's back!
With the
No!
most threatening attack so
How
far.
dare.
Yeah, this
y'all
jump
actually-
attack is legitimately scary in this version.
All right, and now actual time is coming up. It's at the very start of the victory fanfare is when time comes. All right, wait for it. Almost. And time.
Nice run. It was very
GG.
good. Only one death, and it was really just because of like having to die after missing a bonus.
Yeah, that was a good run. I'm really happy with that, actually. I'm really happy with that run. I'm glad I made the estimate.
It's just such a
yeah, no, that was
fast-paced game.
comfy.
It's like it's legitimately difficult to talk about all the tech in this game as it happens because it goes so quick.
Yeah. So
Well, I know that we've got you guys on next, but is there anything that you want to say about this game before we start switching over? I know that you're about to say something, DK, but if you want to say what you want to say, you can
yeah,
say.
I do. I have a couple shout outs I want to make just for this game. First and foremost, shout outs to OniLink69, who had the record before I came into it. Still has second place on the leaderboard and kept up the leaderboards for a while. Thank you for your run. It was an inspiration to me. Shout outs to Daichi's and Tonkotsu for your runs, your contribution to the board, for holding it down in Japan. And on top of that, shout outs to Snowdica for keeping interest while I worked on the task. Thank you to all those people. Yeah, that's all I got for this. Mozzarella cheese?
Well, I don't really have anyone to shout out because I just kind of picked this game up as part of like a massive monster category called Technology, which is 10 games, this being one of them. But yeah, I would highly recommend
wow.
considering learning this run. The Donkey Kong Country series is always like, those are always really fun speed runs with very satisfying movement. This one gets slept on a lot compared to the Super Nintendo games, but it's one of the most fun runs I've ever picked up. Just except for Trick Track Trek.
Yeah, and my DMs are open to explain things too. I like I said, I wrote a tech doc for this. There's a lot going on, and I'm happy to help anybody pick up this game and start learning it. I'd love to see some other runners get into it. So it's a fun game, and it's cheap. You can get it for I think like $10 to $20 for a cart on like eBay. So it's
I
accessible.
can confirm that.
Yeah. So
Awesome. And then is there stuff sort of linked on SRC if folks are interested in getting into this run?
yeah, I mean, my runs are a good source of strats. I have ILs, but there's also a tutorial made by OniLinks of just all the levels, which is on there. I think I linked the task doc as well for tech and stuff. But
Yeah,
the main
this
thing
is
with
the-
this game is just doing a deathless run is hard. So forget all the tech.
yeah.
If you can do a deathless run, you've already secured yourself a good spot on the boards.
Yeah, probably. This is definitely a game where like actually reading the task notes is very helpful for RTA runs because you otherwise would miss out on so much of the subtle tech that makes this run stand out.
Yeah, it's a frustrating game casually, but once you really start to like learn what's going on, then there's a lot of moments of like, okay, I know why I died. I know how to fix that. I can do better. Rather than just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, the game killed me.
Yeah, when you play it casually, that's how it feels. But as you learn how the game works, as demonstrated, you can get through like almost deathless.
Yeah.
No problem.
Awesome. Well, with that, we are going to be throwing it over to an intermission, just an opportunity to get up, have a little stretch if you have the capacity to do so, and have a drink, because we will be back finishing this Going Places with yet another Donkey Kong game. We're going to be having Donkey Kong Land. We're throwing it back 5 years, going on to the, correct me if I'm wrong, Super Game Boy?
Super Game Boy.
Yeah, let's go. So that is going to be next after a short break. So do stick around, because Death Control is going to be taking us through another lightning quick Donkey Kong game in Donkey Kong Land. See you after the break. Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back from that little break. We are about to finish off this Games Done Quick Hotfix Going Places episode with, once again, another Donkey Kong mobile game. But before we do that, just a quick reminder of what this is all about. This is the Games Done Quick Hotfix. These are little shows that we scatter in between our biannual events, big charity events, and these look at various different things. The Going Places show has a look at portable games as well as region exclusive games, and then after this, the action doesn't stop. We've got some more Games Done Quick Hotfix. We're going to be having Think Fast, which I believe is looking at Super Mario Sunshine, which is definitely going to be worth your time. That will be with Speedruns and JJ SRL with 120 shines. Ooh, that is going to be interesting. But, in the meantime, as we said, we are closing it off with some more lovely Donkey Kong action, and I'm already enjoying the sound of this and the look of this. This game looks lovely.
Yeah.
Death Control, what's up with this? What's up with this?
All right. Well, welcome back from break. This is Donkey Kong Land for the Game Boy from 1995. If you're wondering why it's in color, it's because I'm playing it on the Super Game Boy 2. And all I want to say about this game... Actually, let my commentator introduce himself again first.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mozzarella Cheese. I can summarize this game in one word. Jank.
Jank. Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
This is an interesting game.
It does look pretty good for Game Boy, that's for sure. Like, they made this with effectively 4 colors. We only see more again because Super Game Boy, but man, oh man.
So
we're in for some fun.
Yeah, basically all I want to say about this game before starting is that this game looks pretty similar to the last game, and it shares a lot of the music, and that's about where the similarity ends. Pretty much everything else about this game is totally different.
Yeah,
and we're doing any percent. This is an any percent run, and we're going to be skipping a lot. So, we should probably just jump into it. You ready? Let's get started?
Roll in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That's enough demos. All right.
It's gonna be a treat.
You want to count me down again?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Roll the monkeys.
All right, here we go.
Good luck.
Actually, no, in this game, you want to run with the monkey.
That's right. That's right. So the first thing you're going to see here is that I'm not going to be rolling. I'm going to be running. So basically, running is the fastest way to go in this game. Rolling is about the same speed, but loses a couple frames. So we don't try to roll, but we also don't really shy away from it. And jumping is hecka slow. You want to not jump pretty much as possible. You want to stay away from jumping.
That's one of the weirdest things. Like, you just lose so much momentum when you jump. Unless you're Rambi. The Rambi is actually useful in this level.
Yeah, Rambi's pretty good here, but he's barely going to show up in the run.
Yeah, this game doesn't have very many animal bodies. It's one of the very few appearances of one.
Nope.
I think you just use them there to run fast.
And bouncing off enemies is good as well. So bouncing, if you're in like the bouncing state, you're going the same speed as running. So bouncing is good too. We get a lot of these kind of bounce combos like that. That's something we're going to be looking for. And finally, at the beginning of every level, your first roll is a slow roll. If you got any slow rolling emotes, go ahead and spam those in chat. Yeah, we're not going to be rolling fast in this game. We're not going to be rolling deep. We're going to be rolling slow.
Yeah, this is a very satisfying level because of the bounce combos being the optimal movement. Bounce through like several chains of enemies in a row to cross the gaps. It's like I say, this game is jank, but it still has its own cool attributes. It's very, very satisfying doing the bounce combos.
Yeah, a number of the levels, kind of the sort of par score you want for running through them. Oh, whoops. Is just not releasing right. So if you can basically beat the level without releasing right, you're doing well. Okay. So like I said, we typically want to look for a way to kind of mitigate our slow roll at the beginning of the level. Here we're going to need our slow roll to pass through that barrel without picking it up. So you can see we slow down a little bit. From here on out, all of our other rolls are kind of like full speed. So we're going to be able to pass through this barrel with a full speed roll.
Yeah, that's like the weird tech of this game is how the first time you roll in a level, it's a slow roll. And also anytime you like exit a bonus room and then re-enter the stage from there, you get a slow roll. And I think you also get it if you stand still and then roll again.
If you release B, if you release B, you get another slow roll.
Okay. But otherwise it's like the same speed as running, except for how you lose 1 frame at the start of the roll, 1 frame at the end. This level gets skipped mostly by a bonus.
Yeah, so there's a few bonus skips in this game. I think 4 of them. 4 bonuses we're gonna take. And this next level is like a vertical rope climbing level, deck trek. And this I find to be simultaneously the most frustrating and the most satisfying like level or mechanics in like any game ever. Like you can just tear through these ropes, but also they're kind of jank.
Yeah, so the fastest movement tech on the ropes is to jump on and off them over and over again. So it's like you want to try to do that as quick as you can so you don't get too far away from the ropes, but you still have to get far away enough to jump. And then also between all the platforms, it's like you want to get just the right jump height so that you don't waste too much time in the air. So it's a very tricky level to fully optimize.
Yeah, it's really hard to optimize.
It's also hard to remember where to go in this level because you have to like count how many jumps to do everywhere, count how many platforms to go up, know which way you're going.
Yep, and what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna grab the TNT and we're gonna kill ourselves. And we're gonna death warp. We're gonna go ahead and blast that. We need the TNT right there to blast the rock to get to the next level. But we're actually gonna go back to the level real quick, enter through the checkpoint, and we're gonna grab another TNT barrel to use later. And that's going to allow us to skip some of the levels. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's fine. That's going to allow us to skip some levels in World 2.
Yeah, so they have this mechanic on the map where they'll put boulders in the way of some levels, and there's a couple levels in the game that let you get those TNT barrels, this being one of them.
Yep.
But instead of playing all those levels in full, the optimal thing to do is grab a second one from this level since you can.
And we don't actually have to beat the level, so and death warping is faster, so we just die again to exit the level faster.
Yeah, we avoid the fanfare associated with the portal at the end of the level. So 2 death warps to finish that stage, but now we carry a TNT on the map so we can skip some stuff in World 2.
Yeah, so if everything else goes right, we'll basically not die again. Those are the only intended deaths in the level. And also, you want to quickly explain the difference between the characters in this game?
Yeah, sure. It's pretty easy to explain the difference because there's almost none at all, actually. Donkey and Diddy have the same hitbox, same running speed, same jumping speed, same rolling speed, same everything. The only difference is Donkey still has his classic attribute of being able to jump on Crushas and curled up armies, whereas Diddy cannot. He just gets bounced off of them. So as a result, this is one of the only times ever in DKC speedrunning where Donkey is the better Kong.
Yep.
But only barely. Realistically, though, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Like, you can still do runs and strats with Diddy in front if you have to. Like, if you get hit and it forces you to swap, it's usually fine.
Yeah, but basically, taking damage is really slow. So optimally, we just never see Diddy. If everything goes right, we just play Donkey for the whole run.
Yeah, that is true. Though it doesn't matter too much which Kong you are, you don't want to get hit in this game because the animation for it is obnoxiously slow.
Yeah.
It plays the full death animation of the Kong every time you get hit. And then there's a slow animation. Oh, here it is.
Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
Oh, you don't even have Diddy.
I didn't have a barrel. Oh, no. I didn't have a barrel.
Okay, well, never mind.
Okay, all right, hold on.
That's another thing about this game that's very pleasant. It doesn't tell you whether or not you have a second Kong.
Let's go ahead and get one. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. This level is incredibly hard. This is probably one of the hardest levels in the game. I'm making these ropes look kind of easy, but they're really, really, really jank.
Yeah, so like you have these flying saucers things on top of the ropes, and when you bonk one, you just get knocked straight down. You drop like a rock. Also, you can enter bonus transitions without being properly shot into them by bonus barrels.
Yeah, some of the bonus transitions are just active, and you can just walk into them. So there's a little bonus skip right there. Saves like 2 seconds.
Bet you thought he was going to die again for a second there. Nope. It's just there's just a bonus transition there.
I actually discovered that one, by the way. It's my signature strat.
Yeah, this is literally one of the hardest levels in the game. It's in World 1. Like, this is, what, the 6th level we're playing? It's literally one of the hardest.
Oh, I got the skip! Oh, I got it!
Yo.
That's, like, sub-pixel perfect.
That's crazy hype. No, I get that at most maybe 5% of the time, maximum. It saves, like, 2 seconds, and it's, like, sub-pixel dependent. It's just, like, it's a task trick only. There's no setup for that. That's ridiculous to get that.
I've never even seen that done before.
That is absurd to get that. I cannot believe I just got that.
That saves you from doing a lot of really hard jumps, too, so that's nice.
That's huge. That is massive that I just got that right there. Okay.
Nice.
Or bounce combos. This level is a kind of sort of an auto scroller. You just jump on, well, once you get to the ropes, you just want to jump off them as soon as possible, really.
Yeah, World 1 has a lot of rope levels, if you noticed. World 1 is like all ropes.
They could only cram so many mechanics on OG Game Boy. Not even Game Boy Color, just Game Boy.
Yep, this is Game Boy.
Oh yeah, this is cool. You like actually have to use a barrel to break open a door to go through the walls.
Yep.
That probably blew my mind as a 3-year-old.
You can ride on the keg as well, but it's pretty slow.
I love the demake of this track. It works really well.
Oh yeah, this song rocks.
This game is sour, please.
Yeah.
All right, so the next level is actually a really complicated like ice level that has it's like a bunch of barrel cannons. And so what we're gonna do in this level, get our slow roll out of the way real quick, bounce on these two guys, and it's over.
But that was the whole entire stage.
Yep.
Not really. This game does have. It's not really warp barrels. It's just like alternate exits very early in a couple levels. It's kind of similar to how other DKC games have warp barrels. Here we have my favorite boss, the Pokemon Mantine. I don't know why Mantine's here, or why it's on land on a ship, appearing multiple times, getting comboed by Donkey.
Yeah, we just juggle him. Okay, and we're into World 2. Let's go.
That was World 1. World 2 is Kremlantis, which is a pretty cool theme. It starts with temple levels,
yeah,
and then we get like underwater temple levels, which is very unique.
Yeah, so each world has like its own unique sort of like theme and biome to it, and there's a lot of like sort of themes you don't see in any other Donkey Kong game.
Yeah, I love it, honestly. That's one of my favorite things about the game. Like, clearly some of the biomes are based off of the original Donkey Kong Country. Like, this is highly similar to the temple tile sets in those games. But then there's like quite a few completely new areas too.
And there's
like
two very, very difficult jumps coming up. Let's see if I get this one. Nice. Okay, this one will kill me if I fail it.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the screen kill.
Oh my god, that's a huge shark biter. Okay, yeah, go ahead and tell them about the camera kill if you want.
So when you get hit in this game, like we said, it plays the whole animation of taking damage. And if the Kong falls off screen, like below where the camera is, you just get killed instantly, even if you had another Kong behind you. And that also can happen even without getting hit. It's just, if you go too low on the screen, the game just calls you dead, even if there was clearly land below you.
Yeah, so that's what we abused in Deck Trek to die out of the level, actually, is we abused the camera kill. So it was useful in that one spot.
Yeah, and everywhere else, it's just jank that can get you killed. Here we have the Kremlantis song.
And so we got our Slip Slide Ride song back. Enjoy it now. This is the only time you're going to hear it.
Yeah, and a cool underwater temple biome. Like, it's a really weird alien, like, underwater enemy. Like these clams, which are, they're kind of tricky. Like most of them you can just swim past if you know whether to go above or below. But then there's some that you have to like turn around before you get to them.
This is the one that you have to slow down. You can't go under these ones. They'll hit you every time if you try to go under. But for the rest of this level, you mostly get to hold right. And even though there's no on-guard in this game, the water levels are kind of fun because the physics are really like snappy. So I actually feel like this is actually a pretty good like level to speedrun. I feel like it's a well-made level.
Yeah, it makes me sad that on-guard's not in this game, but yeah, at least it's the physics are pretty nice, surprisingly. Good thing they're nice too, and I hope you like these water levels because we got 3 in a row to do now.
Oh, we got more. So welcome to the Water Gauntlet. It's just all 3 of the water levels are in a row, and there's a 4th one we don't have to play because we have. Well, you're going to see in just a moment why we don't have to play it.
Yeah, we have that TNT barrel still from the first world.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then there's also these like quote-unquote RNG fish. They're really weird. They're those like alien-like fish. I think they're supposed to be clownfish. They just look super weird. Those really big fish. So that one, they can go up or down. And I guess the first one that you see, that's going to like tell you what the rest of them are going to do too. Like they're all either going to go up or down.
The first one that we encounter in the previous water level, I have to pay attention to if it's going up or down, because after knowing where that one's going, all the other ones just go in the same direction. We don't really understand why it works. Silent Wolf and I both discovered that like independently, like a day apart. He just hit me up and he's like, oh, hey, by the way, did you know that the RNG fish is actually like controllable? And I was like, yeah, I did. I just figured that out.
Yeah, there's just one that you don't know what it's going to do, so you have to watch that one, the first one, very carefully, and then after that, you can...
After that, you know the rest.
Also funny in this level is the hitboxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of sneaking through corners in this level.
Yeah, you'd think a lot of these mincers would be destroying Donkey, but he has a surprisingly small underwater hitbox.
Yeah, your hitbox is a lot smaller than it looks.
And it lets you go pretty far in the walls, too.
And you have to get these 3 coins to validate your run. Got him.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And that's the second water stage.
All right, and now here we're going to use the TNT barrel that we stored. So the level above and the level to the right, we just don't have to play those.
Yeah.
We just skip them.
It's faster to play the second half of the first level with that.
Yeah.
Now, get hyped for the equivalent of Croctopus Chase in this game, the obligatory, like, 2-minute water stage, because we haven't had enough water stages in a row yet. No.
Actually, sir, it's 2.5 minutes, by the way.
Oh, pardon me, sorry.
Yeah. So you should definitely get that one right. So, yeah, this is Nautilus Chase. And you have these weird enemies called Nautilus, I suppose, and you can guess what they do.
They chase after you.
They sure do.
And then they can't even outpace Donkey, who doesn't even live underwater. And then there's also a bunch of clams underwater that just happen to be on a cycle that makes them all passable without doing anything. So you just go straight from point A to point B in this stage, no problem. There's a few shortcuts that are handy, and then there's some that like don't even matter. Like we just passed one.
Yeah.
Doesn't even do anything.
And this level gives you a ton of DK barrels and checkpoints for some reason.
They really want... The whole game is very difficult and very easy to die in, but they really didn't want people dying in this level.
Nope. Alright, so this checkpoint actually... Or this shortcut actually does save a little bit of time.
Right Hooray! Non-linearity. Also causes the Nautilus to... Oh, no, he's still there. Okay, sometimes he loses.
Sometimes he leaves, and sometimes he's still with you. So holding up does actually make you go faster, so we do need to hold up in this game when we're going upwards, but holding B still does nothing.
Yeah, you get to rest the thumb that's on the B button, which is nice, because it does get worn out when you play these enough.
Oh yeah. A lot of B pressing. And I don't know about you, but I smash my buttons, because every speedrunner knows the harder you press the button, the faster you go.
Yes, of course.
That's clear speed tech. Press the button harder to go faster.
There's checkpoint number like 5 or something, because this level hasn't been long enough yet.
Yep. Here's the only clam that attacks you horizontally. All the rest attack you vertically, but this one horizontal.
And you still can get past it without even waiting.
And one more RNG fish, he's gonna be above, so we have to go under this fish. The low pattern is actually better on this one.
That was actually a shark.
Yep.
But I guess they have the same behavior.
Alright.
And there we go, we're done with the water gauntlet finally.
Into Swirlwind Storm.
You'd think after like 5 checkpoints, they'd be like, okay, maybe this level's long enough. No.
No, they had to make more.
Now we have tornadoes that, of course, as tornadoes do, bounce you when you jump on them.
Yeah, but actually they're not tornadoes, they're actually swirlwinds, if you didn't know.
Pardon me.
Yeah, they're actually swirlwinds, so, you know, it's obvious.
Obviously.
There's some pretty tough jumps in this level, actually. Let me take that for safety.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's some kind of blind jumps, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like after the midpoint.
And we got one more bonus skip.
Very abrupt bonus transition. Like, you get bananas to show you where it is, but you touch them and it's just like, oh, I'm here now. Okay.
Okay.
Very precise jump to get as much distance as possible to hit that snake. That snake is so easy to get hit by if you don't do that exactly like that. And there we go. Now we get to the boss of World 2. World 2 is pretty short. It helps that we skip 2 levels in it.
So the first clam is always on the bottom right. After that, they alternate left and right, but up or down is random. Yeah. So we just have to react to up or down, but switching sides left or right is always consistent.
Weird fight. You make a clam hit itself with its own pearls using another clam that spawns in a somewhat random spot.
Yeah, but the music slaps. We told you the music was good.
Boss music goes hard.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing interesting about this fight is the boss music.
Yep.
And figuring out what to do, and then you have to do it like 9 times. They broke the law of Nintendo. They gave these guys like way more than 3 hits.
Yeah, it's weird. The first one's 7, then it goes 8, 8, and then K. Rool is 13.
13 hits.
13 hits to kill K. Rool, yep.
All right, World 3, the mountain world. Oh, this is level sick. We get a tech called Donkey DJ.
There we go.
So he scratches hard. That's what happens when you jump through crawl spaces. You get this DJ animation. Or at least that's how it looks. It's a little weird trying to jump through the last crawl spaces, but yeah.
The last ones have like holes in them. Oh no! Wait, am I dead? No!
Oh, screen kill.
I got camera killed. All right, it's okay.
It's okay. More Donkey DJ.
More Donkey DJ.
This is the best level to die.
Oh my god.
Now you just have to get another DK barrel. Not that it matters much in this game, clearly.
Yeah, DK barrels don't really protect you.
Yeah, it's like sometimes if you're lucky, you'll be able to summon Diddy Kong to back you up, but usually the game's like, oh, your Kong fell off screen. Well, too bad. Oh yeah, tires are jank too.
If you thought tires were jank in the last game, they are very, very jank in this game.
You can like mid-air jump off of them after they bounce you in this game, and you kind of need to do it there.
All right, there's my DK barrel. Come back, Diddy. Thanks, buddy. All right, that's it. Those are the only tires we need.
Yeah, there is a bonus skip you can try in this level, but it's really tricky because it requires rolling a tire like all the way to that banana trail.
Yeah, I don't think it saves time. Oh, slow roll.
Yeah, and then otherwise, oh yeah, Held release B, slow roll.
I got a slow roll. Scary. All right, what's next? The mountain level. Ramby's back.
Oh yeah, one of the only other levels where we get to see Ramby, and we get this unique mountain tile set in Sweet Mountain Song.
Yeah, this awesome song.
Gimmick is that barrels fall near where you have like these huge holes in the wall.
Cool bounce.
Also a level that has a pretty cool skip in it, actually, using Ramby.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Lots of really quick vertical jumps. Then we get like the slowest barrel cannon ever.
Yeah, so I always like to shake in this barrel cannon for good luck.
Ooh, all right. And there's Ramby.
All right, coming through on Ramby. So we kind of want to pick him up. We kind of need him here. So we're just going to run across. We're just kind of zigzagging, as you can see. And right here, Ramby is just going to straight up get Yoshi'd. Bye, Ramby.
Rip Ramby. 1994 to 1994, whenever this game came out.
Yep. That's it. No more Ramby for the rest of the game. That's the last Ramby appearance.
We have flying Ramby later.
True.
Basically.
Right. Okay. We'll get there.
Kinda.
All right, track attack. So if you enjoy track, if you like really slow, long, boring platform auto-scrollers, you're going to hate this level because this level is very fast-paced and there's a lot of skips.
Yeah, there's a little bit of waiting on the platforms, but most of the time you just get off early with it.
No! Oh. Okay, one more try. It's all good.
A little too early.
One more try. No big deal. This platform is really small and really slippery.
Yeah, the physics in this game are pretty slippery.
Just wait a little longer. Okay. That's what's supposed to happen. There's a lot of really tight rolls in this level. They're kind of consistent if you know what's going on. Here's our last bonus skip, I think, of the run. That's the last time we're doing a bonus skip. Okay, we're going to get a checkpoint. No big deal. Not a lot of time lost on that one. All right, burn our slow roll real quick.
At least since the game kills you so abruptly, it's fast. It's not that bad.
Yeah, so I want to mention, you might notice when I'm landing on like solid ground, there's like this sort of landing animation where Donkey like puts his hands down to the ground, and that landing animation is really jank. It's kind of like, if you try and roll early in the landing animation, you get a slow roll, then there's one frame where it just eats your input, and then after that, you can get a full speed roll, and I guess I'm just going slow here, no big deal. Oh, or I'm dying to the camera. Let me give that one another shot. Like I said, track attack is really hard.
Even if there's a platform right below you, the camera...
The camera will just kill you. You just get owned by the camera. But when you land on a like entity, like a moving platform, you don't get the landing animation, which is quite helpful. All right, let me do this strat properly. All right, there we go.
There you go. Dude, there was a platform right there.
Spooky. I swear this level, it looks like an auto-scroller. It is very much a very scary
It's like
level.
the least auto-scroller ever. Like, there's some waiting, but oh, that scared me. I forgot about that cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, done with that level, finally.
So when you're going in the landing animation, there's a frame-perfect press where you can not get a slow roll. Go for it there, didn't get it, that was a slow roll. But if you if you press B on exactly the right frame, then that roll, the first roll of the level, will be a not slow roll. Oh, whoops. Platform's a little further back than I thought.
Main optimization of this level is just rolling as far as you can before landing on platforms, and again, also abusing the surprisingly generous hitboxes of the mincers and Donkey.
Yeah. I'm taking this one for safety, guaranteed. This is a scary level.
It's very easy to die on one of the jumps here.
Oh yeah, this is a very scary level. This one is the real bad one. Okay.
That jump, yeah, you get pretty close to a mincer, and of course, if you get hit, the camera will kill you.
Yeah, and when you land, you want to press B, but if you get that frame perfect B press, you'll get your input eaten. Sometimes you try and roll, and you just don't get a roll.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, one word to summarize this game: jank.
Jank. I will defend the quality of DKC GBC. I will not defend the quality of this game. It is a fun speedrun, but I won't defend the quality of it.
This is like one of the worst levels ever, and it's really long, and is another one with a tiny platform.
And it's done.
There we go. As you can see, very long level.
And it's over. Yeah, so another skip on that level.
Thank goodness they put a warp there.
Seriously, that level's terrible.
If you actually play that level, it's such a nightmare. It has this gimmick that's kind of from Mario 3, where there's platforms that when you jump on them, they change direction. But the thing that's confusing is they also change direction when they reach certain boundaries. So that thing just goes all over the place, and it's really tiny, and then they throw enemies in your face that you have to jump around, and then you accidentally make the platform change direction. It's awful.
It's terrible. Just use the skip, please.
So glad they put that there.
Yeah.
Can't wait to run 100%.
All right, there's going to be a tough jump right here. I have to wait on the landing animation to make sure I get a full speed roll there. If I try and roll too early, it's a slow roll.
Yeah. It's also easy to get an input eaten when landing.
That too.
Gets you all the time in this stage.
Yeah. This is kind of a spooky level. I went through a lot of time kind of optimizing my movement in this level and really cleaning it up.
Yeah, okay. It's very easy to either die by trying to go too fast in that level or accidentally like waste a lot of time just trying to avoid having that happen.
Yep.
This is the level where we
Flying
get our
Rambi.
second animal. Second animal buddy in the game is Flying Rambi.
Yeah,
this is Espresso the ostrich.
I wish
He's
Espresso
really
in DKC GBC was like this.
This guy just plows through everything, no problem, even bees.
Yeah,
it's
Espresso
hilarious.
in this game is freaking awesome. He rules.
Usually Espresso's drawback is that he's fast and he can glide, but he cannot really deal with enemies, but in here he just plows them down.
One thing that can happen though is one of these bees will bounce you up and it'll push the camera up and then you just can't push it back down. The camera will just kill you. So right here I want to bounce on the first bee because the second bee will push the camera up and the camera will kill you.
Yeah, even with all the platforms below, the game just decides that you're dead. There we go, nice and clean. Good thing there were no deaths in that level, because if you do take a death and you got the midpoint, then you have to do it without Espresso, and man, that's a lot worse without Espresso.
And here's the boss I love to lose time on by doing that. Hitting him too early. So I lost about 5 seconds on this boss in my PB, and my PB is only 20 seconds behind my summer best. We might think that this might be the single most optimized of any of the classic Donkey Kong games. To be fair, it's a much shorter game and the movement's quite a bit easier, but it's actually really optimized.
This boss is truly your weakness. Oh my goodness.
I know, I missed a hit on him again!
I love how you can just walk on him and he takes damage.
Alright, here's the other hardest level in the game. I'm gonna go focus mode. You can tell him whatever you want to tell him about this level.
Yeah, this level has a whole bunch of very small platforms, and you want to try to land and then roll off of them immediately so that you can skip as many as possible, since your slowest movement form is just normal jumps. So like the standard way of beating the level would be a normal. Oof, that's scary.
I normally don't want to bounce off that guy. We're gonna go nice and slow here. We're gonna go real slow. We're gonna go real slow here. I'm not trying to die over that. Okay, that was spooky. All right, we're good. Back to speed running.
With full optimal movement, yeah, you can like roll off of them, skip as many as possible, keep your running speed for as long as you can in the air.
You can beat this level without releasing right. Yeah.
Another cool thing, as we just saw, when you jump from underneath these balloons, Donkey does kind of snap to them, which does make the level a lot more comfortable and consistent.
It makes the movement a lot more consistent. All right, I didn't die. That's all that matters.
First try.
I didn't die. That's the only thing that matters.
And the rest of World 4 is like really sick, actually. Like besides that terrifying level, I love this world. This is one of my favorite things ever in speedrunning.
Yeah, one thing to say about this game is even though the physics are jank, okay, I don't know why I got hit there, but no worries. Even though the physics are jank, you get to see Diddy. The level design is actually pretty well built around the jank physics. So like, oh, and Diddy can't stomp that guy. All right, we're gonna get Donkey back as soon as we can. Yeah.
We finally have Diddy out, and yeah, this is one of the rare times. This level's gimmick is so sick. You collect Kong letters and then use them as a bridge. You don't have to get them all, but a couple of them will do.
Yeah.
I just love the idea, though. Normally what the Kong letters do in this game, we actually avoid them on purpose, because if you collect them all, you get a save prompt, which loses a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But here we need some.
Okay, and this level has a weird thing with the corners that are like facing you. Every time you like try and jump up the corners, they sort of like push you back. We're just gonna be patient here. Yeah, it's weird. It feels like the corners are just stopping you. Okay, you know what? Let me get Donkey out.
Yeah, this is another spot where Donkey's better.
Hold on. Yeah, all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Better red than dead. Okay.
Next level has a cool theme. It's kind of based off like OG Donkey Kong. It's like a construction zone with girders and stuff.
And for some reason, the name is wrong. For some reason, this level is called Balloon Barrage, and the balloon level is called Construction Site Fight. Yeah. They just goofed up the names of the levels. We don't know why.
Yeah, as you can see, there's many terrifying balloons in this level that are making me panic.
Yep.
And then that balloon stage, there was a lot of construction going on, of course.
Okay. Can you just jump out of that barrel?
yeah, I love that tech. The barrel, you can just jump out of it right after it shoots you out, and it's a bit faster.
Okay, we're gonna go for rolls here.
Oh yeah, you want to avoid the ropes in this game, because again, jumping is slow and you don't really get much momentum off of them. That's that stage. Not really much of a special gimmick, but it is a cool theme to the level.
Alright, next up, Fast Barrel Blast. I'm a big fan of this level. It's very fast, and there's a lot of barrel blasting.
As its name implies, yeah, it's a 6 stage.
Yeah.
So a lot of the barrel cannons in this level, you're kind of intended to shoot them like straight right to progress, but in the speedrun, almost all of them we shoot diagonal upright instead, because the barrels also shoot you like way further than necessary.
Oh, okay, all right, hold on. Give that another try. one more go at that. One more go at that.
There we go. Yeah, like that. You skip a whole bunch of stuff by going upright.
Okay. All right, yeah. So one more here. There's one that you can't do it on, and it's this one right here. The bananas tell you. Nope.
Yeah, if you try.
Or that. I just got a checkpoint. No big deal.
Nice.
All right. It happens. This game is hard. I don't know if we mentioned that. This game is actually hard.
Yeah, if you play this game casually,
Nice little slow jump. Totally normal. Not jank at all.
It's jank and difficult. Its age is a bit telling. It was their first go at putting Donkey Kong on Game Boy, and they tried to imitate DKC in terms of like the style. So yeah,
I think they were trying to capitalize on the success of Mario Land.
Yeah, they weren't very subtle about it either.
No. Okay. Whew.
The story of this game is literally like Cranky Kong challenging Donkey to beat K. Rool again, but on a Game Boy.
I did not know this game had a story.
That's the story. It's in the instruction manual. There's another very difficult, very long stage complete.
Yep. All right, the next level up is actually pretty hard. It's a lot of memorization, but it's a really fast-paced level. It's pretty awesome.
And another really cool gimmick. You have these buttons everywhere that you push that change the rotation of the auto-fire barrels. So you just have to know how many times to push each button. Go back and forth on them as quick as you can to trigger the barrels.
The early ones are like all 2, and then they're 1s after that.
Yeah.
So starting here, they're going to be all 1s.
Another thing about this level that makes it more memorization heavy is some of the barrels, like that one, you want to hold right when you go out of it, and you'll go further than you're meant to.
And others you have to release.
Yeah. This last one, though, if you try that, you go right in the pit. So you have to remember where to do it and where not.
All right, we're nearly at the end of the game. So the last level here is called Oil Drum Slum. It's like a discount Oil Drum Alley. And it's a really long level, actually. Let me actually just slow down there for a moment.
They wanted to go out with a bang on the game. This level is a gauntlet.
We do get to hear this awesome song. Yeah, it's actually pretty easy to like lose time on this level. There's a lot of flubbing potential. And a lot of chances to die. But after this, we're going to be already in K. Rool. And K. Rool has like a quick kill. You want to quickly explain how that works?
Yeah, so if you hit K. Rool at just the right time, you can actually combo him to death. Like, the way he's supposed to take damage is he throws his crown and then you jump on his bald head once the crown's gone. If you hit him just before he has actually properly thrown the crown, there's some frames where he's vulnerable and the crown isn't moving yet. And during that time, you can hit him over and over and over and over and over again. It's very tight. It's helpful to have like either a visual or an audio cue or both. So I'll shut up once we get to the fight.
Yeah, it kind of sucks having it at the end of the run, to be honest, because it kills runs. Like, part of running this game is just that you're going to get runs on pace that die to K. Rool. It's just something you have to accept.
Yeah, a lot of the records that we've seen in this game have been like, oh yeah, that was a great run. I lost like 30
Intel
seconds on
Yep.
K-Rool.
All right, here we go. All right,
Here we go.
I gotta focus on this. I have a very tight audio cue for it.
Want to get like 6 hits right away if possible.
Let's see if we can get it. There's one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Got 3 hits. Ideally an even.
All right,
number
I'm just
would've
gonna.
been good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
We're just gonna.
We'll just
wanna
keep
whip a
going.
hit.
No, odd is fine. We're at 4.
Oh,
we
odd's
need.
fine. Oh yeah.
No, you're
odd is
right.
fine,
You're right. That's 5. We need 6. We need them on the left. So yeah, I have to skip one. All right. No big deal.
Yeah, you actually want K-Rool to finish the first phase on the left side of the screen because then he kind of screws up later. The second phase, he jumps over you, the fake out, because all this time so far you've been jumping over him while he runs. Now he fakes you out.
So you can't skip this. Even if you combo him more than 6 times, he just doesn't take extra damage and does this phase anyway.
Yeah. During this phase, at the end, if he ends it on as far left as possible, he ends up actually a bit further to the left than he's meant to go, which throws off his behavior. It makes it really free to combo him.
Okay. All right, 3. I got 3. That works. Yeah, so now he's like stuck in the corner.
Yeah, he just turns around and throws his crown at the wall.
Oh, time is coming. Wait for it. And time.
GG, nice run.
Hey,
cool.
GG.
All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks like it's a 32 something. That's
still very good.
That's great. I'm really happy with that. Yeah,
GG,
mistakes cost a lot of time in this game, so that was. It's basically when you start learning this game, all your optimization is just going to be in not dying. Forget the tech. Forget running fast. Just don't die.
Yeah, even getting hit in this game. I mean, first of all, that usually gets you killed, and second of all, even if it doesn't, the animation is so bad.
Yeah.
That still went pretty well, though.
Cool.
That was DK Land.
Awesome.
Jank game, but really fun.
Likewise.
Sorry.
Likewise with the last. No, that's all right. Likewise with the last game. If anybody is interested, if there are any resources kicking about, where might they find them?
As far as this game goes, we have there's an SRC page. I don't think there's a lot of guides or strats that I know of. As usual, my runs are a good reference just for learning things, and DMs are open.
Hopefully soon we can have some articles or ILs of runs of levels on the wiki, because there is a wiki for Donkey Kong Country speedrunning, literally just dkcspeedruns.com. There is a section for levels for this game, but I don't know if they've been filled in yet. Anyone want to learn this game and then fill in the level sections? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Nice. And is there a task for this
game? There is a task.
No?
Shoutouts to Tompa for making the task. Yes. It's 100%.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So there is a task.
Nice. And then, once again, a big thank you, Death Control and Mozzarella Cheese, for both sort of helping contribute those runs. Where can folks find you if they want to see more of? I assume you do more of this, but this is your chance to shout out what you do. What do you do?
Yeah.
So, where can we find you?
I'm on twitch.tv/deathcontrol, youtube.com/@deathcontrol. I play this game, DKC GBC. Another game I'm big on is Kaze and the Wild Masks, and another game that I'm big on is Celeste. I did a lot of mods and golden runs, and massive shout outs to Celeste community. Strawberry Jam is out now. It came out yesterday.
Hey.
If you're into Celeste, modded Celeste, go play Strawberry Jam right now. Huge shout outs to those folks. I made a map for that. It's in the Grandmaster lobby. You should check it out.
Oh, nice.
Hey, nice.
And I want to give shout outs to just a couple people. I just want to give, for this game, massive shout outs to Silent Wolf. Silent Wolf was single-handedly responsible for the world record progression in this game until just a month ago, and absolutely transformed and optimized this game. The run would not look like what it looks like today without you. So huge shout outs to Silent Wolf for everything. On top of that, I want to give shout outs to Golden Boko for keeping up the leaderboards and holding down the 100% world record. And I want to give shout outs to Cabbage Tamana. Thank you for your run, your contributions to the leaderboards. I want to give shout outs to Walcanut. Thank you for your AGDQ run in 2012 or something. It's a really old run, but it was a big deal for me when I was finally able to beat that run. I really appreciate it. And shout outs to Tompa for the task. So those are all my shout outs. Yeah.
As for me, I'm Mozzarella Cheese. I've also done Donkey Kong Country speedruns. I've done this game, Donkey Kong Land, and Game Boy Color, and basically all the classic Donkey Kongs as part of a monster category called Decalogy. I don't really run that anymore, but once in a while I get into the same speedruns as these. And then I also do Pokemon Mystery Dungeon stuff and a bunch of other Nintendo stuff. A lot more varied, a lot more all over the place. But if you enjoyed my commentary, I can also be found on twitch.tv/mozzarella cheese. If you can spell my overly long name, it's at least on the overlay.
I was saying as I was putting the overlays together, I was just like, how many Z's, how many R's, how many L's?
I'm sorry.
Is this? But that's all right. That's just my my basic English comprehension. But everybody, that has been Going Places. If you want to catch any of the Donkey Kong action that we've had today and you weren't around earlier, these will be uploaded onto our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And that's not the only hotfix action that we will have for today. We are going to be having another break, another chance just to get up, have a stretch, have a drink, maybe have a little snack to eat, and then we're going to be throwing it over to Think Fast. They are going to be doing some Super Mario Sunshine, 120 shines. If you haven't watched Think Fast before, it's kind of like speedrun race, but also trivia thrown in, and whether you get answers right or wrong, they can help to your final time. So very interesting concept, and I look forward to seeing how they'll do in this. But once again, thank you to all the Donkey Kong runners that we've had today, and Going Places will be back in maybe 2 weeks' time if we don't have anything happening on that weekend. But if we do, in the meantime, just have a lovely rest of your weekend, and stick around on the Games Done Quick channel, and you will see some more lovely speedrunning action. See you soon.